It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning.
Kevin is the host.
And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee. So don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz. And he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, hello and welcome to the KVJ show. Look, everybody is all back together again.
Yay!
How lovely and sweet it is.
I just want normalcy back. I want Virginia to be mean to me. It's weird.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your outfit.
It's not good.
I know the storm didn't come, but really.
I mean, I've had this shirt from 3 different radio stations ago.
We know. We know. It was a free shirt back then.
Sad thing is, Dennys wears the same T-shirt too. We got this. I think we got this shirt in Miami, and we still wear it like it's brand new.
Twinning.
Again, it is laundry month.
Laundry month, huh? And it has nothing to do with the hurricane?
Nothing.
Nothing. See, other people are kind of displaced and disheveled. It's because there was a storm. It's just another day for Jay Bird.
Yeah, the hurricane. I didn't sweat the hurricane because every day's kind of like a hurricane.
Every day's like a hurricane day. I get it. Well, welcome back, Virginia. I know you evacuated off to New Orleans and you drove back, and here you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Spend a lot of time with my kids. I don't recommend it if you're a parent.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, 24/7. We are in it. Thank goodness. Palm Beach County is back in school today.
So when did you leave, and how long did it take, and when did you get back?
I left early Saturday morning
Okay.
to go there.
Right.
And then yesterday, I just left at the crack of dawn before the sun was even up.
Okay.
I was in Alabama before the sun was up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was booking.
And what time did you get back into South Florida?
Around 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, did Rocco have any access to our Snapchat? Because I have gotten so many messages about Rocco going back on Snapchat. Yes.
He did.
So I don't know what he said or what he did, but every message was, "Oh, Jay Bird, Rocco's back on Snapchat, and it's not good."
He's really developed a love of gangster rap. And so,
Interesting.
yeah,
He's 4.
He's drawn to really hard rap.
He is. Okay.
Yeah.
The hardcore, really profane stuff?
Yes.
Do you know what he said?
Well, his sister turned him on to a little NWA.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then he likes some milder stuff like Lizzo.
I mean, he skipped right over Baby Shark and all that good stuff.
Goes right to NWA.
Went right to NWA, huh?
He's not really feeling Elmo. He's
Yeah.
going for the hard stuff.
Went right to, okay. Interesting.
Elmo's not hard enough, dog.
No, Elmo's really not hard enough for my child.
Well, Virginia was texting with me yesterday on her way back. We were talking about some other stuff. And then all of a sudden, she texts me something so random and bizarre. And it's like going, wet feet, love, love, love. And I'm like,
Wet feet?
I'm like, are you driving home drunk? I'm like, what is going on with you? She's like, oh, Rocco got the phone.
Yeah.
Rocco goes, Mommy, Kevin Ralston texts you. Don't worry, I texted him back. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Can I see what you texted him back?
I'm like,
It was like, yeah.
so I was a little worried. I was
Very
going to Virginia, I think
bizarre.
you need to pull over. Like, you are not really fit to drive right now.
I think he thought he texted you back and it was good.
It was all good. Yeah, don't worry. I got this.
I got it, Mom.
Yeah, we're good.
It's so funny to see Rocco talk to Kevin because he doesn't call him Kevin. He calls him Kevin Ralston.
Yeah.
How you doing, Kevin Ralston? It's so funny.
We're very formal, our relationship. So we are all here, but we're going to be starting day 2 of our Hurricane Dorian relief drive that is going to be going on. People are asking, are you doing it again today? Yes, we are. You can drop off your donations starting right now. We're ready to go. Right here at the 97.9 WRMF studios. It's at 701 North Point Parkway here in West Palm Beach. You got till 6 p.m. tonight to get here. And thanks to everybody yesterday with your donations. We filled 2 Good Greek moving and storage trucks, and we totaled over $1,700 in cash.
Nice.
That's day 1.
That's amazing.
It's some really good stuff, so thank you so much. We're looking for your typical non-perishable items, the water, canned food, toiletries, diapers, disinfectants, first aid kits and supplies. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for.
All the stuff that we had that, thank God, we didn't have to use.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the same kind of stuff that we all get ready at hurricane season. They need it.
Yeah, in fact, it's just a lot of people are taking the supplies they got themselves for Hurricane Dorian that they didn't need, and they're just saying, yeah, here, get them to people that need them.
Because we're so grateful that we didn't. We got to pay it forward.
Yeah, and we realize if you're reading the news, like you can't get any kind of boats in there, you can't get planes in there. We realize that the good part about Good Greek is they've got the storage part. We've got somebody that's storing it, and as soon as they're able to get any kind of supplies there, we have somebody on the ground that knows exactly who to get them to and how. And distribution is the big key when you're talking about hurricanes, because I know we've all heard those stories about supplies that just sat there and went, bad. We've got people that are going to make sure that yours don't. So get your supplies to us. We're doing the due diligence on that. You've got until 6 p.m. tonight.
We're working with the same crew that has done this before. So these are the same people that went over to this area at 2016 Hurricane Matthew. They were doing it then, and they're doing it again now. They know how to do it.
Absolutely. So get those to us here at the WRMF studios.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, there's a lot of nervous people because there's a federal judge that may be unsealing court documents in the Jeffrey Epstein case. A lot of nervous people are apparently in all of those documents.
So why is it closed up then? If it's got all that bad stuff in there?
Because I think there was payouts, and I think there was money exchanged, hush money.
So you do the hush money during court, and they say, okay, you get X amount of money. You can never speak of this again. It's sealed.
The lawyers give you the option. They say, Jay Bird, we did bad stuff to you, but if we give you this chunk of money, you have to sign this paperwork that you want all these papers sealed. You don't want any of this disclosed, but you do that in exchange for the money, and then the judge signs off on it, and they're sealed.
But what if you spend all the money and then you start talking?
I think they can come after you.
Because isn't that what happened with Rose McGowan? She had all that stuff against Harvey Weinstein, and then she took the payout and then still said stuff.
I think that with him, it's different because he's also being charged criminally.
Got ya.
And so I think it's all going to play out here in the next few weeks. But there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of pages that mention people by name that also were up to the same shady stuff that he was up to. So stick around for that. The judge is expected to keep reviewing the records and then decide whether or not they will black out some of the names or leave some of the names.
Wouldn't you love to know that list of all the famous people?
Yes.
They're trying to kill anybody who knows any names on the list. So they're working fast. You're like, hitmen all over America.
You're right. If you do know something, you're probably not going to say anything.
I think it's kind of like if you ever saw John Wick, where they've got kind of like a hitman paging network, and bring, I think that's what it is, like with the Epstein thing. Whoever's calling these things, like they're hitmen everywhere, like getting text messages. Okay, gotta go.
It looks like Kevin Hart is recovering from his crazy accident.
Am I the only one that thinks this car accident seems a little suspicious?
I've heard some chatter about it. And we were out and we had the storm that was going on. So this story kind of slid under the radar for a lot of people, including me.
Well, Kevin Hart is in a grueling stage of recovery right now. Doctors repaired 3 fractures to his spine that he suffered in that horrific car accident. People that came up on the accident were like, oh my God, there's no way anybody survived this. They've got to be dead. But apparently, I guess he left the scene and then called 911.
Yeah. So Kevin, let's say Kevin, our Kevin is driving, and then we get into an accident. Then he leaves the scene to go call the cops.
You guys are still trapped in the car.
Yes.
From what I heard, yeah, the other people were still trapped in the car. He supposedly was not driving. His friend was driving his car. He was in the passenger seat. Then he got out. He left the car, left his boys in the car, and then got home and called 911. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, I just don't understand. No one's got a cell phone. No one's got a. I mean,
everybody's got a cell phone.
I mean, are they gonna? No one could reach their cell phone.
Kevin Hart probably has 2 cell phones.
There's also conflicting reports about this. The woman that called 911 for him. She said the accident happened 20 minutes before, but they looked back at the timestamp and it was way more than 20 minutes. It just doesn't add up.
Well, the speculation and the talk that I had seen as somebody was breaking down the story and the timeline and everything, they say it looks and it appears like this is a cover-up, that Kevin Hart was behind the wheel, likely intoxicated, wrecked, and then this is all the cover-up and a sloppy cover-up that's happening afterwards on top of it.
We have the 911 call of the woman. Do you want that?
Yeah.
LA County Fire, number 6.
He was in an accident. I need someone to come get him.
He's at a house?
Yes, he's in the house.
Okay, and so he was in a car accident earlier tonight, or what happened?
Yes, earlier tonight. I don't know what happened. He's not coherent at all.
Did he get treatment originally from when he was injured? Did he go to the hospital, or?
No treatment at all. He can't move.
Okay, how long ago did the accident happen?
Like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, and so did it happen in front of your house?
No, outside of our gated community.
Okay, but now he's inside the house with you, correct?
Yes.
How's his breathing doing right now?
He's okay. He's breathing. Something on his back is pulling out on his spine.
Ooh, okay. So, yeah.
There's the 3 fractures to the spine, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They've fused him back together, and they think that his back is going to be okay. But, yeah, it's just an interesting, crazy story.
Suspicious. I think they're going to start digging a little bit deeper into the timeline, what happened, why things went down the way they did.
I don't know. I read a report initially that said alcohol was not a factor.
How do you know that, though?
That's what they said in the report.
I mean, how do you know that? If you're the passenger, if there's an accident, do they automatically test the passenger for alcohol? I remember on my 7-car pileup on I-95 where it looked like people died. I mean, I wasn't drinking, I was driving, and they never gave me a breathalyzer. And I always thought that was odd that I never got one. Because some people can act like they're not drinking and still be hammered.
Yeah, it's all about the driver and how they switch things up. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Right now, there's not a ton of details on the accident. There are just a couple things that seem weird. So maybe the details will come out and be like, okay, it makes perfect sense why he left the scene, his boys in the car trapped, then got home, and then we did a 911 call then.
I'm just saying, if the Kevin Ralston's driving, we get into an accident, and then Kevin leaves us in the car pinned to go home to call, I'm going to be yelling at you.
I would expect you to be upset with me. That just seems like, seriously, like you left us hanging? Like,
You went home? Are you getting a drink? What's going on?
If his back is in that condition, how's he getting home? Who got him to get him home? How did he get a hold of them?
How did he get from the car accident to the house?
Right, because he's not walking with 3 fractures and being incoherent to his home to get there safely.
Are they
from
gonna,
this accident?
Is the excuse going to be, well, the car was so jumbled and messed up, nobody could find their phone? Is that going to? What other excuse?
Well, I'm just my big question: how did he get home? Who got him home? Do we know that? Did somebody pick him up?
No, I don't know that.
We don't know. So that's my first question: how did you get from the car accident? Your friends are still trapped in it, and yet you wind up at your house. That's where a 911 call is made. How did that happen?
Can we just make a deal now? Nobody, whether we're stuck on an island, whether we're stuck in a car, nobody leaves until we all get it together. No one goes off to their own little thing.
No one leaves until we have a plan.
Yeah.
maybe they had a plan.
Maybe they did. Maybe the plan was, hey, you quick, get out of here. You're the
yeah.
moneymaker, and you'll pay us to say that we were driving.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? That's what people are
You mean
speculating.
to tell me that's never happened? I guarantee you it's happened in history.
Oh, yes, it
Yes,
has.
it happened.
Guess
So-
we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get more details and this story just doesn't mysteriously disappear.
Oh,
float away.
Kevin Hart would love that.
And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Jay Bird, what you got on your mind today?
So I've been having some back problems lately, so I've been going to that one massage place I keep telling you guys about. Really affordable. You know, I wasn't sure if you were in town when I told you the one story where she jumped on the table.
Yes.
And was, doing all the stuff with their
Yeah.
elbow.
I almost went and had reflexology done when I was out of town because of what you told me about how great it was.
So me and my sister end up going back again. We usually go together. She'll do the foot stuff. I went to go get the full body massage, and it is very affordable. I used to go to another place, very corporate, super expensive compared to this place. We're talking a good, almost half off, I think.
Okay.
So I am in the massage area, and she's working on my back, and I don't know if you guys ever do this. You get so relaxed, you start to go under and you fall asleep during the massage.
Yeah.
Yes, that happens to a lot of people.
I don't like it because I talk sleep. I do weird things in my sleep. So she's working on my back, and I am so relaxed. She's working the neck, and I go under. But I kind of do that thing where when I accidentally hit you, Virginia, when I was in the car, I go under, and I realize I'm not supposed to be sleeping, so I kind of freak out. Exactly. So I'm going under. I'm so relaxed, and I don't even realize it, but I think I'm at my house. I think I'm with, I don't know what I thought. So I go, as I'm under, I go, oh, gosh, baby, it feels so good, babe. Just like,
babe.
baby. I go, oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
That feels so good. Babe, and then halfway through saying that, I realized, Jay, Bird, you're in.
Hashtag me too.
Oh my gosh! I go, no, it feels really good in my neck. You're working out the kink. Thank you so much. It was so uncomfortable because I didn't know where I was at. I was so in it. I was like, oh baby, it feels so good. Because I had an ex-girlfriend that would always rub my neck, and I would go under and be like, oh, I feel so good. I just didn't know where I was at. It was uncomfortable.
It's when you don't mean to say
I
something
didn't
like
mean
that. I did that the other day. I was on the phone the other day with the roofer. It's going to be putting on our new roof. And when I was going to hang up, I said, I love you.
Yeah, man.
And he was probably like, click.
I wasn't at all trying to hit on her. I was
right.
I was under.
You weren't thinking right. You were so cozy. You were comfortable.
Baby, this feels so good, babe.
It's tough. I hate getting that relaxed in front of strangers.
Yes.
Because you can have that happen, or you have that where you just kind of like drift off, and then you drift off, you sleep fart.
Yes.
I had that happen with somebody I didn't know that well. I just kind of got too comfortable watching a football game. And it woke me up. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I hope he didn't notice. He's looking back like,
oh, he noticed.
Oh, he totally noticed.
And he told all of his friends.
Oh, he totally noticed.
That would have probably been worse if I would have sleep farted. I don't know.
That's my biggest fear. That's why I don't like drifting off in front of strangers.
It happened like
that
halfway
happens.
through the massage. So the rest of the back half, I was so not relaxed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I learned some things on this evacuation. When you evacuate, you better make sure that you like the people you evacuate with, because you're now going to be spending 24/7 together. And we did. Me, Rocco, and Mags really got so super close on this trip. I figured out stuff that was a mystery. I figured out so many things. So I believe Rocco has my lactose intolerance. He can't have milk. And, when you have a kid and you send them off to school during the day, you don't know what they're doing and what their body is doing. And then you get them back in the afternoon and you're like, okay, let's just have dinner and go to bed. But when you spend so many days like that immersed, you figure stuff out. He has a lactose intolerance.
I think you do get all that stuff from your parents.
Oh, yeah.
I talk about my foot condition.
Allergies, big time.
My mom had the same thing. She had a hard shell on her foot, the same exact condition. I didn't realize that it's a rare condition. When I went to the dermatologist, the doctor said, wow, this is hereditary and it's a rare thing. Does anybody in your family have this hard shell? I go, yeah, my mom did.
I think
you get weird things.
You should probably be getting a pedicure every 2 weeks where they use the cheese grater.
I'm afraid I'm going to fall asleep and go, oh, babe, it feels so good. or fart.
Yeah.
You don't want to fart on your pedicurist because they are right in that in the deadly zone.
They're in the danger zone.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I thought this is really kind of cool, and I know some people get freaked out by this stuff. Tell me if you like this idea or not. And of course, again, it's Amazon that is leading the charge here. They are testing scanners that can identify an individual's human hand as a way to ring up a store purchase. So you would have a scanner, you just wave your hand in front of it. I like it because according to this technology, you wouldn't have to put your hand on it. So if you're a germaphobe, don't worry. You just wave your hand
wave at it.
in front of it. And it's got these high-tech sensors that are different from the fingerprint scanners that are found on the regular iPhone. And it will use computer vision and depth geometry to process and identify the shape and the size of each hand they scan before charging a credit card on file. So you could get things from a vending machine. You could go to the store. You would just say, look, whatever my personal worth is and wealth, it's always walking with me. I can have access to all these things just by having my physical body on me, because things can happen. And, here we are looking at, the storm and things like that. And you talk about on top of it, Jaybird loses, all of his credit cards in a regular day. Can you imagine if he is going through a hurt and he's like, now I'm trying to pay for supplies I need, and you're like, I can't find any of this stuff, and banks are closed.
One thing in my life I have not lost is my hand. I've lost my
yes,
wallet, lost
you're
my
right.
debit card.
You're right. You have not ever lost your hand. So this would be great for you.
I hear you.
Where you're like, okay, hey, if you got your hands, you're going to be okay. And if you don't have your hands, maybe they could do a face or they could do something else, your tongue. I don't know. I would imagine that with this scanning technology, they could really use any body part that's unique to you.
But what if the bad guy comes to your house? Now he doesn't just rob you.
Yeah.
He cuts off your hand and takes it with him.
You talked about the biggest flaw that there is, and they've done this like in the movies with the eye scanners, where what they do is they remove somebody's eyeball or their hand or things like that. That is the one thing that Mr. Bezos has got to figure out. What's going to happen? Because, if that's what happens, I would rather people take my wallet than my hand. So that might make our society so that you'd be like walking around. You would be able to tell all the victims of crime because we'd have no hands left.
It'd be terrible.
That would be such a good horror movie. The killer cuts off the hand, and that's how they get into different buildings, and you call it hands-on training. So something like
What is it? Hands-on what?
Hands-on training. Hands-on.
Hands-on training.
Yeah, or
we'll work on that. That's the working.
Yeah, any kind of hand.
Yeah, the working
play.
title's usually really
I
bad.
apologize for my friend. He's still a little banged up from Dorian.
Didn't hit us, Virginia.
I don't know, the hurricane. I feel like the hurricane rattled me.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's could change. They've obviously got to, fix that little problem that is going on. But let me see other stuff that we got going on here. Talking a little bit of hurricane nonsense. You were just talking about a second ago. Somebody talked about a local reporter that mussed up her hair before going on a live shot to make the storm look worse than what it was. Yeah, somebody else texted and said, there's a reporter standing in ankle-deep water in a swale wearing a raincoat. Wasn't even raining, talking about flooding. Like, bro, come on. I think I saw that exact live shot.
Oh, it's... When they're looking for something to report on and nothing's going on, that's when you see that kind of crap.
Yeah, well, because I can tell you exactly where it was. It was on PJ, where it kind of wraps back down onto Singer Island, and they were there doing a live shot. And I know because I was kind of thinking it was one of those days where I'm like, okay, what's open? I'm getting stir crazy already, and I saw that Doss was open on Singer Island. And I'm like, we can go there and get some, pizza and food and maybe a couple craft beers.
Perfect.
Yes. And then I turn on the news and I'm like, oh no, they're already in ankle deep water. I'm like, how?
I'm here.
I feel like this is just a regular high tide kind of, problem, not really a storm surge kind of issue. Josh from Port St. Lucie said, Kev, did you see the Facebook story in Jupiter about the two residences at an apartment complex that had their shutters taken down by the property management company because they were not allowed to have storm shutters? One woman was 9 months pregnant.
Oh,
The company said that they could have caused damage because they may not have been put up correctly. Once the maintenance guy took them down, he held them until after the storm.
wow, that's terrible.
If they're done incorrectly, then why don't they help put them up correctly?
Right.
You can't just say, sorry, these weren't put up correctly. We'll deal with it after the storm.
Is there more to this story, or...
I don't know. That's just the email that was sent to us. I haven't seen the story. If anybody saw it and knows what happened. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was telling Kevin, in my development, there was definitely an attitude with people who did not put up shutters. You were kind of looked down upon. I was looked down upon.
Let me guess. You didn't have shutters.
No, I did. I didn't have lug nuts. I had all these shutters, and I text the office manager, "Hey, where are all the lug nuts? Because I looked in the drawer and I looked in the shed." He texts me back immediately. They're in the drawer or the shed. I'm like, no, they're not. I just looked. Are you messing with me?
I know this for a fact. This isn't happening. And a couple comments rolling in from the Kevin Hart story. Just as the details are coming out, he's in the big car accident that happened over the weekend. Serious damage to the vehicle. It was just, I mean, it's one of those things you look at it, you're like, yeah, somebody died in that, but apparently nobody did. But Kevin Hart got out before his buddies who were still trapped inside. Somebody did text in and said Kevin Hart's security team was behind him. They pulled him from the car. Apparently that's how he got home while they were still strapped inside. his buddies aren't paying his security team to remove them from car wrecks, so maybe that's why that happened.
It's still odd, though.
Support staff doesn't have a security team.
Yeah, you're not paying us. This guy is. We take care of him. You guys are going to have to hang tight for the authorities.
That'd be like our Kevin Ralston leaving us behind because his team gets him out. No, I don't like it.
The Mexican queen saves him and leaves us.
Yes.
I don't like it.
We're going to be bitter.
I
get it.
Just because there's security involved doesn't make it a better story.
Somebody else said, you never know, shock will do crazy things. My dad was once dispatched to a plane crash, and one of the victims was up helping rescue everybody else. When the adrenaline wore off, he went into a coma for like 3 weeks.
Again, though, did not leave the scene. Stayed with his friends.
To help.
Yeah, was helping. Did not flee.
He was coma walking.
Yes.
And he knew not to leave.
So somebody's thinking that maybe Kevin Hart had to leave the scene so quickly and leave his boys because there was something on him that he had to dispatch of. So I don't know.
Theories.
Lot of theories.
You want to empty your pockets at home, not in front of the cops.
Maybe. So a lot of theories about what was going on, and we'll wait for the answers. Hopefully we get them and what happened there. Just happy to hear that it sounds like Kevin Hart will be able to rebound. He's going to take some rehab for a couple weeks or months to get there, but it'll happen. Coming up here in just a couple minutes, got an email about what do you want to see us do on KVJ TV. Yes, not just on the radio, but this is also a TV show you can watch on YouTube as we do this thing live. Somebody sent in an email here. It is Mark said, can Jaybird play a melody with his back fat farts? Does he still have this talent? I remember him doing it on the radio, but I don't know if I've ever seen him do it on KVJ TV.
So here's our issue with this. Anybody can do this, but you need a long, big area to lay on. My fear with this countertop, this is a lot different than our old one. A lot of things here to block the sound from my skin of my back.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what we'll do. Why don't we give it a test run here, and we'll check it out and see if it's possible, because I think people are just kind of curious the technique on how to do this, because I know everyone out there would like to be able to make back fat farts.
The best place to do it, honestly, is on a grocery store floor. It is the best.
So if you're in Publix right now, drop to the floor, pull your shirt up just enough, and then just start, squeezing your back?
You too, ladies.
Me and Dennys did this, and a guy got really mad. We have it on video. I did this in the middle of Winn-Dixie, and the guy was so mad. How dare you?
Surprised.
He wasn't working
Actually,
there.
it just seems normal.
It was a shopper. No, we have to re-release that video.
I've seen way worse than
I don't
that.
think you've seen the
That
video.
just seems like another day.
I gotta re-release that.
Just Winn-Dixie Wednesday. This is what happens here. All right, well, we'll see if we can get that thing to work here. If you want to see exactly how it's done, a back fat fart tutorial could be coming up on KVJ TV. Just go to YouTube and dial in the KVJ show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, we got a couple comments rolling in here. Somebody was wanting to know about the lug nuts that you have, Jaybird, and they said, do your shutters have wheels? Why do they need lug nuts?
Look, y'all, I know they don't have wheels. Are they making fun of me?
They are.
Okay.
I think someone's trying to correct you. They said, please tell Jaybird to stop calling them lug nuts. They're lag bolts. Lug nuts go on your car wheels.
Okay, my bad, Motorhead.
Yeah.
I'm not a real man. I don't know about these things.
Yeah. So there you go. So everybody's screaming at the radio being like, lug nuts, what?
Y'all didn't correct me either.
I didn't really know what you were trying to say. I didn't know it was called lag bolts. I didn't know that. I knew lug nuts didn't feel right, but...
The thing is you screw on the shutter.
Yeah, that would be, I guess a lag bolt, not a lug nut.
I mean, tomato, baby. Come on.
Really?
Lag, lug, come on.
Yeah, exactly. People are
Look at
just
him.
getting particular.
You're lucky he got the L part right.
I'm a lug nut.
Yeah,
You
we'll go
are.
with that.
What do you want to see us do? The KVJ show is gonna do silly things for you. Check it out on KVJ TV. It's about to get weird. It's about to get goofy.
All right, well, people are getting stir crazy, and they want to see what we can do here on KVJ TV. We have somebody here that is asking for Jaybird to demonstrate on KVJ TV how he does his back fat farts. He's done it on the radio before, on radio station countertops. Now people are like, okay, how exactly do you do this? Because I remember what was impressive about Jaybird. We used to do Back Fat Fart, Name That Tune. He could actually play songs with his back fat farts, and it'll blow your mind.
So there's confusion. People think this is real farting. Oh, no. This is just with your skin. Anybody
Suction.
can play this game. Anybody can.
Suction, and you're talking about how you've gone into a Winn-Dixie and tried it, and you say that those linoleum floors that they have in grocery stores are amazing for this.
It's the best. It's got really great. Just the
acoustics
sound,
too.
sound,
The acoustics,
the tone.
Yeah,
but not everyone likes
the
it.
The surface is great, matched with awesome acoustics.
And it seems so hygienic.
Oh, it was not. I'm shirtless in the middle of Winn-Dixie. Now, the people working at Winn-Dixie were so cool about it. This guy was just shopping in the aisle and was so mad that I was doing this.
The employees were like, "Oh, this is great. This guy's spicing it up. We were bored anyway."
Right.
The other guys that are in there shopping are probably like, "This is gross. Why?"
Denny, this is bleeped, right? We're good? Okay.
Yeah, I think so, man. I don't know.
What's a bleep?
Just be on your toes, Kev.
Yeah.
Really, dude?
What's up?
Really?
I'm just making back fart sounds with my back fat.
Go do that at your house, bro.
What's that?
Go do that at your house.
Oh, it's Labor Day.
So?
It's Labor. We're having fun. It goes on. We meet up again. We got to re-release the video because the guy looked like he wanted to punch me. Yeah, it was odd. The things they getting people mad are so bizarre.
I like how you were like, "It's Labor Day, dude."
It's Labor
like
Day.
that's ever gonna justify.
We just got past Labor. What is this, a yearly tradition?
But you hear that sound, though, that tone.
Is this how we officially wrap up summer?
This is how you know it's the end of summer.
Back fat fart stunts.
Okay. All right. Well, they want to see a demonstration. Do we have somebody work a camera over here to see this? Because this is almost like a YouTube tutorial.
I'm not going to lie, Kev. I'm older. I'm not moving as quick.
Oh, you're actually thinner, too. We were looking at how Jay-Bird looks on the WRMF vehicle. He looks terrible, Virginia.
Terrible, Virginia.
You're like me. You're like Oprah. You go up and you go down.
We found out on the KVJ vehicle, my picture, where I look very, very chubby. I have 3 chins. They took a picture where I have food stuck in my teeth. If you walk up to the picture, you can see something stuck in my teeth.
Are you sure somebody didn't draw that on with a Sharpie?
And the look he's got on his face, it looks like he's about to attack a cupcake.
It does, man. It is such a terrible pic. I hate it so much.
It's not flattering.
Every promo picture we've ever done, I look horrific.
This is coming from a guy that's never taken a flattering photo in his life.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
You were smart. You wore glasses in that thing.
Somehow I got away with not as terrible a photo.
Okay, the key is you want to find a very flat surface.
Okay, yeah.
This would work.
Walk us through here just like a YouTube tutorial. Okay.
Oh, I think I knocked out the camera. Hamburger hands. I just knocked out my
You
camera.
haven't even got on the counter yet.
Step 1, do not knock out your camera. That's step 1. Okay.
Sorry, Dennys.
Hopefully Dennys is here to...
All right, and you want to make sure that you get your back all the way on the surface because you want to collect air between the two. Now, I will say sweat is not your friend.
So make sure that you dry off a damp or sweaty back. That's key for South Florida here.
If you want to be serious about this, you probably need to bring a spare towel.
How are you so sweaty already? We just started the show.
Because you are near me and you make me feel very uneasy. Please go back to Louisiana.
Good.
Please go back to
I'm over here trying to chase greatness, and the witch is just ripping on me. All right. Can you see this?
Okay.
Oh, that's a flattering shot of my gut.
I think you look good. You're very tan. Very tan. That's amazing. Okay. So you're trapping air kind of like where your spine would be.
Yes.
And then you push down on your back.
You're basically kind of thrusting into the air.
That's kind of hot, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of sexy.
Now, you said you wanted a song.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's play a quick round of Back Fat Fart Name That Tune here.
I'll give you a real easy one.
Yeah, we got, in fact, I'll tell you what, the first person that can get it, I've got tickets to Lizzo that she is going to be in. I know, Virginia, we are big fans of Lizzo.
Oh, my gosh. In my house, Lizzo is queen right now.
Yeah, well, the show's going to be on Wednesday at the Fillmore Miami Beach. So if you can name this tune first, you'll get those tickets.
I'll make you up with the classic. Make it easy.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. I promise you, no other radio show's doing this right now.
And I promise you, your family is so proud.
This is good. I think it's amazing.
They actually are. They're like, no, you found her calling. You've always been a goofball.
I think somehow you turned your mic off there.
Well, he's laying on the button.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I thought that was maybe.
I don't know what you guys want from
I know, I hear you. Okay.
Oh, the button's all wet.
Okay, is there... Oh, yep, got it right there. Okay, it's in my mind.
And look.
Let me make sure that okay. Let me make sure that I have it. If I have it, then I will expect someone else. I'll just write the first part.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, the haters are
It's good.
right.
You're good.
I've lost a
I think
step.
Your mic's not on.
Oh, yeah. Mike's okay. Now it's on.
Never mind. Oh, it's on now. Are you messing with me?
Always. Okay. All right. If you can tell us what that song was, Jaybird was playing with his back fat farts. Lizzo tickets, just like that. I got to tell you, the response is amazing to Jaybird's back fat fart. Name that tune. It's been a while since we've done that. He just did a KVJ TV tutorial here where he showed you how to make your own back fat farts. And I know everybody, if you're bored today, this is really what you need to be doing. Work on it this weekend, perfect it. Maybe you too could be a musician with your back fat farts.
Maybe this is how we go viral. The pizza panties challenge didn't work.
Yeah, somebody said, OMG, this could be your viral trend, Jaybird.
Ooh.
Back fat farts at a grocery store. We're re-releasing that video, too, if you've never seen that.
Yeah, please do, because we played you some of the audio. There's more. The guy asked me how effing old I am. It gets weird.
This video needs to be seen.
Because it has not been. Nobody...
It's got 4 likes.
You guys don't even remember me doing it, so.
I know. I'm like, it's new to me. Go check it out. We got Michelle on here from Lantana to name that tune you did just a second ago. All right, Michelle, what song was that?
We're coming up with Queen, We Will Rock You.
Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
People that are calling me out say, Bert, you've done that song before, but it's my swan song.
It is, and it works really well with back fat farts. And we'd say anybody's going to be starting out, and you want to play a song right away because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, I can do that. You want to probably start with We Will Rock You.
And you're looking for winners.
I was thinking about doing In the Air Tonight, but I just don't think my spine and back can handle that
That's
anymore.
a tougher one.
That's a real tough one.
That's for somebody's prime.
It's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game. Well, congratulations, Michelle. You're going to go check out Lizzo Wednesday night at the Fillmore Miami Beach, okay?
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
And you're right, no one else in radio is doing that.
Probably for very good reason. Oh my gosh, y'all. I am looking at some of the photos USA Today put up of the devastation in the Bahamas. It is unbelievable. It's I mean, there's no trees left. You can see, and building codes always shift and change. We've seen that here in South Florida. And I saw one photo, almost every house is gone. There's a few, and I'm talking about maybe there's probably 40 houses you could have seen, all but maybe 2 are standing. And in this one, there were 2, like they're kind of like right on the beach, and they lost some roof tiles and things like that, but they're still standing, and they must be under a different building code. They're really, honestly, from the photos that I'm seeing right now, they're going to have to just clear off the islands, and they're going to have to start over again, and they're going to have building codes to expect storms like Dorian to survive. I wouldn't be on that island if I wasn't in a structure that could sustain 185-mile-an-hour winds.
And the thing about it is, the saddest part of it is the people with money have the nicer homes with the newer building codes. The people that struggled before were the people that were already in the housing that was substandard because they didn't have the money to adhere to the new building codes. All of those houses are gone.
You always hear, they don't build them like that anymore. So my question is, we had a house in Palm Beach Gardens that was built, I think, in the 60s. Let's say Dorian came up and just did the same thing that it did to the Bahamas. Would a house like that be standing, or would it completely just decimate the entire area?
It depends on who built it and how they built it. So there was some great construction that happened back in the day, and there was some terrible construction. It depended how cheap you wanted to be.
Like a place where I live with all those townhouses, if we would have got a Category 5, would they have been just leveled?
I think so.
You do.
Because you already have rats pushing their way in with their hands and feet.
Well, they had said, I've heard, I wasn't here in Florida at the time, but what had happened with Hurricane Andrew back in 92, it changed the building codes in South Florida, and they said, okay, we've got to be ready for, and what was it? Was that like 145 mile an hour wind, something like that?
Yeah, Andrew was a beast.
Cat 5, like 145, somewhere around that ballpark. And that's just it. Now, the Bahamas, when they rebuild Abaco and Marsh Harbor, they're going to have to say, we have to put in buildings that can withstand 185 mile an hour winds, because that's like the new reality. Boats, it's unbelievable. Boats have been picked up, and a boat that was on a dock in somebody's backyard in the water is now in their front yard.
Wow.
It's a big boat. It's not like a small boat. It's unbelievable.
With all that said, though, I kind of saw people, testing out those hurricane windows, the kind that you have.
Oh, yeah.
They can't. A bullet can't even go through those things. It's crazy.
No, I was saying that because my house, they sold me mine years ago in the demonstration. They had a 2x4 and they're shooting out of a cannon like 10 feet right into the glass, and it was okay. And honestly, I'm almost not kidding. If I were faced with those, I would probably stand somewhere around the glass. Oddly enough, in my house, I think that's probably the safest thing I have, because I would trust that more than I would the stucco that is around my house. My house was built in like 87.
Sure.
So I don't even know. I mean, I think as I look at these, what I'm thinking is like, okay, what would my house look like after matching up with Dorian? Because I think all South Floridians, you're going to look at those and you're going to ask yourself, be like, okay, what would my situation have been like if I had 48 hours of continual Cat 5, 185 mile an hour sustained winds?
They were showing one special on the Weather Channel where all of these police officers were stuck in a police, station, and their plan was to shoot out the windows. This is a few hurricanes back.
Yeah.
To get out, and so when the one water would come in the one way, they were going to shoot out the windows. They start shooting out the window. They won't shoot. They were hurricane windows. The bullets are bouncing back
off
at them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how good those hurricane windows are.
Yeah, that's it. People were saying they were in concrete structures, not feeling safe, and they weren't lasting through the storm winds. So yeah, I think even in South Florida, as we help the people in the Bahamas, we're going to be asking ourselves some hard questions, saying, okay, if things hadn't worked in our favor, then what would we be looking like if this is what Abaco looks like? So that's why it is very important. It is going to be a long, long rebuild. And we just hope for the safety of people. I know they're doing search and rescue right now. I think I'd seen 20 dead, something like that from that. And the number, unfortunately, is going to increase. So it's going to be a big rebuild. That's why we're just doing step one today. We're taking the supplies that we got for Dorian. We're collecting those. And then as soon as we can get them into the Bahamas, we're going to get them there. We got somebody that's doing that. We got them in storage, and we're working on, we got somebody as soon as, they say probably not until tomorrow or Saturday, boats can start getting in there. They don't have docks. They don't have runways. So they're like, how do we get any stuff in here?
Helicopter right now is really the only way they're getting stuff there.
Right. I even heard somebody yesterday saying that they're considering maybe the best thing to do is just start evacuating people, getting people out of the Bahamas, bringing them over here to South Florida to say, look, we don't know where you're going to stay during the rebuild. Like, we have to completely rebuild your house.
Your house is gone. It's a slab.
Yeah, there's not enough places
for
people
to
stay.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be the new reality. We may be impacted by that a good bit in South Florida just with that.
Bab C in the chat room says, as of 1993, Florida building codes they have the building codes to withstand the category 4 and 5. And it's in our chat room, so it must be a factoid and real.
Okay, my house was built in 87, so that, again, it leaves, and that's a lot. I mean, one of those DeVosta homes, like so many people.
Yeah.
And if you had a DeVosta home from 1987, where exactly would you stand if you were faced with 48 hours of 185 mile an hour winds?
I think I'm with you. I think I stand by the hurricane window, only because I've seen it. I've seen how great they are.
Yeah. That's the best part I've got in my house.
I would put a little cot right there and stay by the window.
I think the answer is you hopefully don't stand.
Yeah.
You go to a different place. You go to a shelter with all like reinforced walls, and maybe your house is not the place to be.
Ain't no storm chasing me out of my home.
How much would it take for you?
You rent. You're in a townhouse. It's not even yours.
I'm just echoing that. I just heard so many people, ain't no storm chasing me out of my town. I just saw it on Facebook.
How much would it take for you, Virginia, to sit for 48 hours with a Cat 5 going over you?
You don't have enough money. You could
$10 million.
I would probably not do it.
I don't leave town.
Most people, I talk to a lot of people. I'm a person. I stay. I gut it out, whatever it is. And you, even for $10 million, would not stay.
I would not.
For $10 million, you are insane, DeQuesta.
I am so scared. I couldn't do it.
I would honestly, for $10 million, I would go outside without any structure and just, all right, Mother
Could
Nature.
we duct tape you to a pole?
Totally. For $10 million, tax free, I'm in.
It's cash, baby.
I'm in.
Okay, now we know. Got a few birthdays here worth mentioning. Brooke Ashley, happy birthday belated from Mom, Dad, Alexa, Jay, Papa, Jason, Tyler, Enzo, Katina, Cody, Sammy, Ty, Beckham, and Mako. That's a very large family you have. Hopefully I was naming cousins, aunts, and uncles in that. Little happy birthday going on here. Wes Zane and Callie. She was listening to the show when she gave birth to Callie 2.5 years ago. Well, that's cool. It's belated as well.
Aw.
Also, happy birthday to Sean turning 8 from Dad and Mom. So thank you for those. Mail at kvjshow.com. You can get us those emails. A couple of comments coming in here. We're talking about the devastation as we see now some of the photos and videos that have happened in the Bahamas. And just a reminder that as we collect our supplies here today at the 97.9 WRMF studios, just how much it's going to be needed. Felicia sent us a text. She said, my family is currently in the Bahamas due to Hurricane Dorian. The Bahamas is devastated. People are dead. They're tired. They're scared. They're hungry. They're traumatized. Please urge people to continue supporting. And this is something, too, because for us here in South Florida, in another week or 2 weeks or another month or 2 months, it's going to start drifting out of our conscience. The holidays is going to be here. We're going to think about other things. And the Bahamas is going to be struggling. And you remember back in 2004, and I remember year and a half, 2 years later, driving around still seeing blue tarps in houses, and we didn't get anything close, not even close to what they got. So they're talking multiple years of rebuilding. They're completely rebuilding those islands.
I think they're even trying to pass some sort of legislation right now to ease up on allowing people to come to the country, to our country from the Bahamas.
Yeah, they
like
should.
If you're Bahamian and you have family here in the U.S., you should be allowed to come and live with family while they rebuild the Bahamas. That would be awesome.
Yeah, there's about 14,000 Bahamians that already live in South Florida. So there is a lot of connections there. And they say 50% of the gross domestic product is involved in tourism and travel in the Bahamas. So it's going to be a while, not only as they rebuild homes, before they can start making money again.
Sure.
So yeah, I really think this is something where hopefully they do make a special exemption, and we try to find ways, to house some of these people. Somebody had said if every cruise line just donated one large ship, you could start housing people on ships. That's an idea. It'd be interesting to see if Carnival and Caribbean and all those start, donating some ships to say we would do that. That's the almighty dollar, though, taking a cruise ship out of circulation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they asked Disney Cruise, and Disney Cruise said they weren't going to give them a ship, but they just gave them like $1 million instead.
Oh, Disney. That's great. $1 million. Wow, that's very nice. That's Mickey's pocket change, Disney.
You're right.
Come on, man. Cough it up. They said, she went on to say, Felicia, please get out of your house. If it's a Cat 5 coming, get out of here. Your building codes cannot withstand what happened. And these were not shacks either. These were homes that were well-built homes under hurricane codes that were just ripped apart.
It's so scary.
Yeah, please take your evacuation seriously. Funny or Die has something out today, and they're like, the weathermen tell Floridians to evacuate. And it says Floridians, : and it has that one scene from Wolf of Wall Street where Leo DiCaprio's in front of everybody and he's pounding his chest.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And they're like, that's how we respond. We're like, I'm not leaving.
I saw it on Facebook. People, again, ain't no storm going to chase me out of my home.
Yeah, that's just how we do it. Even with these photos and the videos, Virginia's the only one who's like, gone.
Virginia will see it. It'll be just developing out in the tropics somewhere. Mama's gone.
Yeah, people are saying code or no code. Nothing was designed to withstand a Cat 5 with sustained winds of 185 miles an hour for 48 hours. That's unbelievable.
It is. It's just unprecedented that it sat on those people for so long.
As I was watching,
you went to bed and it was there, and you woke up and it was still there, and you're like, "What? It hasn't moved?
It didn't move."
That is just insane. I don't think I've ever seen any storm do that in my lifetime.
It's just unbelievable. Imagine this is all you hear for 48 hours, and the other things you're hearing is your home ripping apart, and you're like,
piece by piece.
Yes, and you hear those winds, you're like, how long can this hold on? Oh my gosh, just terrible.
Me and Kev were back here grinding it out, just kind of keeping it down. How was your Mardi Gras Part 2? Virginia?
We had 2 or 3.
Or Part 3?
It was great. I told your dumbass to come with me.
Mardi Gras do. I believe it was that.
I should have went, but then I'd have to bring Chewy with me.
Oh, no, you can't bring Chewy. I'm allergic.
And you get that dog on Bourbon Street, gets hammered real quick.
We are doing day 2 of our Hurricane Dorian relief drive here at our studios. Yesterday, we filled 2 Good Greek moving and storage trucks. We totaled over $1,700 in cash donations. We're doing both. The items needed, the non-perishables, the waters, tents, tarps, things like the food, meals ready to eat. We also need first aid kits, supplies, portable radios, generators, even things like portable stoves and butane canisters are going to be needed. So any of those things you have that you got yourself for this storm that did not really affect us, you can get them here by 6 p.m. today. We're at 701 North Point Parkway in West Palm Beach.
They make it easy for you, too. They've got a whole drop-off set up in the parking lot. They're funneling cars in. There's cones. There's a whole team ready to help you unload. We want to make it as easy and drive-through as possible for you.
It's so nice pulling in the morning to see all these people in the parking lot that don't want to mug you.
It is. It's very nice. It's rare. We're right off of I-95 on 45th Street. You just take a right at the racetrack gas station. You go just a little bit west, and it's right there behind the Harley-Davidson. Some of you know Rachel's better.
I tell every guy, it's behind Rachel's, and they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, what do you mean? Oh, yeah.
I've never been, but I know where it is.
Yeah. Well, let's see how much Virginia was paying attention to the storm coverage and her facts. I got some hurricane fact or fiction for you coming up in just a second.
Okay. Good.
Hurricane Dorian, strongest hurricane ever with its 185-mile-per-hour sustained winds. Virginia, what do you think?
It's time to gain some knowledge. You learn more here than you would in college. We're the smartest radio station. We are the leaders in education. Is it truth? Is it lies? Kevin's the host. He's got beady eyes. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, that is a fact. I do have beady eyes. All right, here we go. Gonna learn a little something about hurricanes. Fact or fiction, Virginia leaves town if we get a wind gust over 15 miles an hour. Fact or fiction, Jay Bird, what do you think?
Oh, that's a fact, my
Yeah,
friend.
that is a fact.
Oh, she's gone for a good 3 days.
That's right, yes. Anything over 20 miles an hour, she's in New Orleans.
It doesn't even have to be a threat yet.
No.
It just has to look like it's sort of coming near Florida.
If she hears wind chimes, she gets in her car.
Mama's gone, kid. Mama's going to New Orleans again.
All right, yeah, okay. Get my beads, kids. Time to go. Okay, fact or fiction here for you, Virginia. We're going to start off here. Dorian is the strongest hurricane ever with its 185-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Fact or fiction?
I think that's fiction.
Gonna go fiction. You think that? You are correct. It's tied for second place with like 4 other storms.
It's pretty scary, though, to think about.
It was Hurricane Allen that is number 1. 1980, it had, Jay Bird?
Category 5 winds at 186 mph.
190.
Yeah, roughly. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I just rounded up for you.
You rounded it up. I appreciate that.
Like that 4 extra miles per hour really mattered.
It does. And at that point.
Okay, here, this one's for you, Jay Bird. Fact or fiction? A mature hurricane can generate power equivalent to 10 atomic bombs per second. Fact or fiction?
That is a little over the top. Kevin, fiction.
Okay.
Damn it, I was here for all this, too. Why am I failing?
That's fact. That kind of gives you an idea of the power these storms have.
Wow.
That's insane, right? When you phrase it that way.
I'll be so annoyed if the witch beats me.
I know, she's never even really seen a hurricane.
No, I grew up in Florida. I grew up in hurricane country.
I come back, I'm fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, she looks great. She's doing well. We're all haggard and tired.
I'm so haggard.
Virginia couldn't be better. Yeah, she's like a nice little vacation. Looks like she spent all her time at a spa.
You look so rested.
I feel great.
You can tell. She's got a pep in her step. All right, fact or fiction here, Virginia. Hurricanes used to only get female names to represent that they were so crazy and unpredictable, like women.
That's a fiction.
That's a fiction.
Ah!
No, that's a fact.
I could totally see back in the day they were so mean.
Oh my gosh, that is a fact. When the National Hurricane Center began giving official names to storms in 1953, they were all female. The practice of using only women's names ended in 1978. So from 1953 to 1978, they go, yep, it's another crazy storm, just like our women.
I mean, the sexism is strong.
Category 6 sexism.
Category
Right there.
8.
It wasn't until 1978 we said, maybe that's kind of sexist.
Yeah, you know, there's crazy guys out there, too. I know. I've dated them.
Remember when Denny's had that one factoid? They used to have that thing called bicycle face. Doctors made it up because women were getting their independence. They started riding bikes, and men didn't like that. So doctors made up a condition. Oh, women, if you ride bikes, you'll get bicycle face. And so women didn't ride bikes. And it wasn't a real condition, obviously.
What about this, Jaybird? Fact or fiction? Hurricanes with female names kill about twice as many people as hurricanes with male names. What do you think? Fact or fiction?
Hurricane Floyd, Hurricane Andrew. I'm going to say it's fiction.
You're going to say that is fiction? 0 for 2.
You're doing great. Aren't you glad you stayed?
Not now. I'm glad. I wish I could leave now.
Now, there are a couple of theories here that people have. One, I just gave you one that I think is legit because, you know, from 1953 to 78, you were only using female names. Building codes weren't even, they really were in shanties then. So
You're right.
You were getting ripped apart by hurricanes then. So I think that might be part of it. But they also theorize that we still are a little sexist and we don't take female hurricane names as seriously and we don't take the right precautions or evacuate when we should be going, oh, it's Hurricane Sarah. We'll be fine.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that
I think
either.
that's a stupid one.
I think it probably has to do with the fact that we were giving them female names.
I agree.
For so long.
Yeah.
The factoid before, very sexist.
Very sexist. All right, fact or fiction here, Virginia, on hurricanes. 70% of the hurricanes that occur in the United States hit at least a part of Florida. Fact or fiction?
70% hit at least a part of Florida. I'll say fact.
Gonna go with fact on that. It's only 40.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Yay.
Yeah, you look at this. I mean, we got, I guess it did hit part of, if you
did.
count whatever we got.
Like Daytona, I think yesterday when we were driving, because I had to drive like kind of through that area, they were like, oh yeah, it's the outer bands are hitting Daytona.
Okay. All right. Looks like what, the Carolinas are
Yeah.
bracing for a Cat 3
the
now?
Carolinas are preparing right now for a Cat 3.
Okay.
Pray for them.
Final one here, hurricane fact or fiction, Jaybird. Ironically, Hurricane Bubba from 1962 is the most destructive storm to ever strike the coastline of Georgia. Fact or fiction?
Hurricane Bubba sounds like some made-up Kevin Ralston bull
It
junk.
does.
There's no fiction.
You got me.
He had to give you
got
one.
me. Yeah, you got me.
He felt so bad
It
for
took
you.
Hurricane Bubba to get Jaybird a point.
He had to dumb it down for me. Gosh, it's so hurtful.
Hurricane Bubba, the toothless
It
hurricane.
sounds so
I'm going to
fake.
come get you. Get. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, some interesting questions. If you could have any mystery of the universe answered. Jaybird, yes, this is just all about your weird whatever, man.
Just my game.
One question. What is the one question? When you think about this, don't blow it. You get
I have
one?
it.
Okay, good.
I have
What is
it.
Jaybird's question? We asked this. We'll get your responses from the KVJ Show Facebook page coming up in minutes.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, you have one question. What mystery of the universe would you like to have answered? We asked this question on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Jaybird, what would your answer be?
It's so easy. Since I was a kid, I've been asking the question, what happens when we die? I know there's so many theories. Even in my adult life, I go through moments where I feel very spiritual. Then there's times where I kind of feel almost, I don't know, I question things. And it's been an ongoing journey for myself. And I just want to know what happens. What exactly happens to everybody when we perish from this earth? I just want to know.
Yeah, I think that would be, without a doubt, the number one. Now, obviously, religions, throughout our time in humanity, that's, I think, why we have so many, is because we want that answer. That would, I think, be the number one driving mystery of the universe that human beings would love to have answered without a shadow of a doubt. And it would reshape, if we knew without a shadow of a doubt, and it's not dealing about faith or beliefs, if you absolutely knew what was going on, it would change everyone's behavior on planet Earth today.
Totally. I think you'd see a different kind of Earth.
You'd either double down on your beliefs depending upon what you found out, or you'd be like, oh my gosh, I've been running this way, I need to go left.
So is that the same question as why are we here? What's our like that? It's kind of all in the same vein?
No, I think they're separate. I
do?
was just thinking about that because, somebody, Michelle, on our Facebook page said, what's the point of it all? And I think they're different because where you wind up, now they could be related,
sure,
saying that what you do here is tied to where you end up after you die. So there could be a correlation, but I think they're separate questions because even though I know where I'm going, okay, what do I do now? What am I supposed to be doing now? They'd be like, well, what you're doing now will get you to where you're going to go.
I remember I asked that question in school, like, what's our purpose? And I remember the teacher really kind of came, don't ask this kind of question. It's a depressing question.
Because they couldn't handle it because they don't really have an answer. And they're like going, I don't want to deal with this.
And you're in first grade.
It shut down.
Calm down.
It shut down the class.
Go back over in the corner and eat your crayons.
She did not know how to handle that. Why are we here? I don't know.
What's wrong with this kid?
He's always been weird.
But I ask these questions.
Yeah. So I personally, I think that they're separate. Virginia, do you have a mystery of the universe that you would love to have answered?
No, I think that's the one.
That is
what happens, because when you get what happens when you die answered, you also get, is there a God? You also get, why are we here? You also get, like, everything gets answered with what happens when you die.
And I don't think, I think it's common for people to ask those questions. I mean, that's got to be built into your soul.
Of course
Why am I here?
Just opening your eyes, you're like, okay, what's going on? Who am I? Why am I here? What's happening?
This is a weird ride. If you break it all down and just say, we're this floating ball in space and we just come out of our mom, it's weird, dude. There's elephants.
And we have this body that, like, functions like a machine.
The ocean moves just so wonderfully. It's amazing. It blows my mind. I know it sounds like I just smoked the biggest doobie. I have been asking these questions, having these thoughts since I was about 4.
Yeah.
Why are we here? Why are there animals like that?
I think there's a lot of mysteries right there that you could ask. And maybe the first question answers whether there's a God or not. Like, what do we do after we die? And it'd be like, you're going to go to heaven and be with God or whatever it might be. But I would think after that, and then what are we doing here? Maybe question 3 of the mystery of the universe would be, okay, who made Earth? If we don't get that answered in question 1, you'd be like, okay, how did this all happen and other planets haven't?
The thing that always blew my mind was, I would say, as a kid, I'd go, okay, so God made Earth, but who made God? What happened? What started before it all started? And people are like, well, the atom bomb and blah, blah, blah. And this. I'm like, what was first?
We can't handle it. You can't handle it, Bird.
As a 5,
you know what? That elementary teacher was right.
As a 5-year-old,
just go over to the corner and eat your crayons.
I don't think you were built to handle it.
No.
You can't get it in what you're dealing right now with your human brain, your human mind, your human body, your human thoughts. You can't figure out the answers, nor could you handle it if you knew.
And I think that's why I was in hardcore therapy by age 7. I just didn't. I'm like,
we can't handle it.
Why are we
here? Dude, you got to be a leaf in the wind.
Why are there leaves, though, Virginia? What is wind?
Okay, so I think those are the top 3 questions on the mystery of the universe. Where do we go? Why are we here? How did it all get created? And then probably question number 4, if you're polling people based on the responses we got on our Facebook page, then is there intelligent life somewhere else? That's what Lori asked. That's question number 4, I believe.
Lori, you know the answer. You know that we're not the only ones. There's absolutely other stuff out there.
And if it's not answered in question number 1, I think in question number 5 of the best questions we could ask the universe, do pets go to heaven if there is such a thing? Samantha was asking that on our Facebook page.
We talk a lot about that on the Weird Whatever podcast, animals and their spirits, because I am fascinated by, because some people...
Do they have spirits? Do they not? Do squirrels then have spirits?
Well, that's just it. Some people go, no, dogs and cats definitely have spirits, but manatees, Jaybird, that's just ridiculous. Like, why is it a cat can go to heaven, but a manatee can't?
Again.
If animals go to heaven, the manatee gets in. That's it. You can't just say dogs and cats because you had a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this topic. Do we have any liquor here? Let's
We do. We have aguardiente.
Aguardiente. That's a strong ride.
just what everybody wants. Deep drunk guy.
Yeah. Some of the other questions have to do with conspiracy theories that people wanted to know, and there's been so many of those that have happened. Your Jimmy Hoffa stories and your JFKs and all that kind of good stuff. Stephanie on our Facebook page, my question for the mystery of the universe to have answered, why haven't we cured cancer yet? Or the common cold? Or have we? And some more lower brow questions about the universe. Keith, the question I would love to have answered, did Virginia really have pink eye?
Much like aliens, we know that answer.
That's a mystery.
Search your feelings, Keith. You know.
Zane's question for the universe, where did Kevin really go when he was, quote, at a conference? That's a great question. Where did I really go?
Yeah, I'd rather really get down and dirty with this pink lie investigation.
You'll never figure it out.
Justin on Facebook, he said, my question for the mystery of the universe, why is Jaybird afraid to admit that he's truly gay?
Okay, let's get into that.
Yeah, there's a couple people who think I'm truly gay.
All these girlfriends, none of them work out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's because I don't understand the earth. I don't understand the universe, dog. I'm too confused. I'm scared.
I can understand marriage, but I can't understand these things.
Yes.
And Steve wanted to know, did Kevin really play a role in stealing Jaybird's truck?
Oh, I mean...
That happened years ago. That was a big mystery here on the KVJ show, so we've got our own too.
Riggy Ralston, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to spoil that mystery.
Summer of Rig's been going on a lot longer than we've let on. Yes.
It's been the show of Rig for quite a while. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, I believe we've rotated all the way around, and Suits is up next for What Did I Lick?
Oh, good. I brought some stuff back from Bourbon Street.
Ugh.
You brought part of the street. That is
He'd be dead in Suits with his honestly immune system would be dead in 8 seconds.
I was horrified. The time I actually went to Bourbon Street, the next morning me and Panda went out about 7 a.m. and it looks way different. It was so gross.
Will they spray it down with this green ecto ooze?
Yes. The street had a slime on it.
They're just trying to kill it. That
Good luck.
ecto ooze is soap.
That's sin.
Good luck. All right, Suits is going to have 60 seconds, and he's going to have 5 yes-no questions to try to guess what it is he's licking. What did I lick? A lot of times that could be a very alarming question. I know after I licked the wax taint paper a couple of weeks ago from the show.
That was rough.
It was very alarming.
It still had all the hairs on it that we had used
Yep.
to wax Suits and Jason's nether regions.
It was tough. Yeah, that was a tough one. So lately here, people have been struggling. I did not guess that correctly. So we'll see if Suits has better luck than I did. He's going to have 60 seconds here when we fire it up. Now, in that time, he's going to have 5 yes-no questions. I noticed, I think with Dennys, he used maybe 2. Remember that?
He was shook.
He couldn't get it.
He was very scared.
Yeah, so you get 5 yes-no questions and 5 guesses as to what it is you just licked. So those things are actually separate.
I can't imagine why he's scared.
I mean, after Kevin's, we're struggling to get to that level. I'm not gonna lie.
It took a turn. It started out very peaceful and benign with like dog biscuits for Jaybird, and then after mine, it's just gone in a very terrible direction.
This might be our last week. We're running out of things legal.
This
things
is
we can
actually
lick.
the last.
Okay.
This will be the final time, at least for a good while, that we play What Did I Lick?
But it doesn't bode well for you, Suits, because I mean, this is the pinnacle. It's going to be the worst.
I don't know about that.
Don't tell him that.
Well, don't hype it up like it is either. I mean,
I hope
like
you
to
guys
scare
finish him up with
Suits.
anything.
well, I don't think he needs your hype.
He already looks like he came in here with his baby deer legs.
I mean, after seeing what Kevin had to lick, it's kind of petrifying.
Yeah. So don't worry, he's already shook enough, Virginia. That part has already been accomplished. Okay, what we're going to do here in just a second, Suits, we're going to have you remove yourself from the studio, sequester, so you cannot hear as we let the audience know what it is you're going to be licking. You'll come back in with the 60 seconds on the clock. Also got to make sure, is he strapped up to the shot collar right now? Okay, he's already strapped up. Who's going to be working that at the end of the 60 seconds?
Got it right here, sir.
Okay.
The witch.
All right, give the audience a description here. What is Suits about to lick?
Okay, so a while back when we did have interns, we had an intern that didn't ever have their own headphones.
Okay.
And they'd always have to borrow show earbuds. So they'd have the earbuds in the entire, show working on audio, and then they'd take out the earbud, and there'd always be this waxed, gross.
Ew.
I don't think they cleaned their ear. Yeah, this is a while ago. So these have been forbidden. Nobody will, even when I break headphones, we don't even touch these. That's where
I didn't know we had forbidden headphones here.
do. Yes.
The forbidden phone.
These are forbidden. They're still wax, and this is years.
So there's a story. This is well known. Like, this is just something that we have here on the
Suits
KVJ
knows
show.
this guy.
Okay, I didn't even know. Okay, so
Suits knows this story, knows this guy, knows these headphones.
Or girl. It's not,
Virginia's going to give out their name.
Well, I know
and
who
where
it
they are
is.
right
Why are you
now.
trying to dox people, dog?
I can't keep secrets.
So I don't tell you anything
Open
anymore.
book. Open
Virginia
book.
is an open book.
About your secrets, not about mine.
No, Virginia's very
Do me a
locked
favor.
up about hers.
Close it. Close the book.
I can't.
So we probably have to grab this part right there, let them just lick that part.
Yeah.
If
right?
you have these, I
Yeah.
use these all the time for my phone, my iPhone. So you'll know the shape of them if you have these.
For me and Denny's not to use these, again, shows you how gross they are.
Okay, now is a correct answer, and I have to know this. A correct answer is just an earbud, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not the
Yeah,
nasty.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The hard part will be telling him whose they were.
Okay, that'll come after if he guesses.
That'll be
earbud.
hard for him to handle.
I hope he remembers the person. They might have been here before Suits. That's how, because Suits wasn't here the first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying not to out the person.
So this was an early male intern.
Who was here
I'm going to narrow
at
it down.
WRMF with us
No.
Real gross.
before Suits got here.
Absolutely not. You guys are.
No bathing.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, it's starting to come into
Yeah.
focus now.
There's a few prime suspects.
Yeah.
I'm fuzzy on the years, baby. I don't know. Fuzzy on the radio station.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's bring Suits back in here. He's going to have a blindfold on so that he cannot see. He's just going to only be able to use his tongue, sense of smell, if that applies as well to what exactly he's licking here. Okay.
He looks like such a victim.
He does. Denny's just walking him
He
in
looks
here.
like somebody has kidnapped the accountant. We're holding him for ransom.
You do.
All right, where did you hide those bank statements?
You really do.
Get over here, you dirty bean
My choice
counter.
is not to talk.
You look so frightened.
I'm anticipating the worst right now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. So we'll let you get a good little lick first, and then I will start the clock. In the time that you'll have, 60 seconds, you get to ask 5 yes-no questions, meaning that the response will either be a yes-no answer, and then you'll get 5 guesses
Oh, yeah. Give him.
as to what it is you just licked. So I will give you the 60 seconds just for the yes-no questions. Then after the 60 seconds, I will give you the 5 questions, or the 5 guesses.
Okay.
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 So here we go. Just so you know, in 60 seconds, you just get.
You better stick it out farther than that, Suits. There you go.
Okay, his tongue is flat. He is licking. Okay, got a good little lick. He regurgitated just a bit. I don't
Get
know if
it.
that's psychosomatic or if it's
really weird.
Get it, girl.
Is that's not edible, is it?
Well,
Okay, all right,
semantics.
that's question number 1. We started the clock because of that, and the answer is no.
Okay. Let's see. It tastes like. It feels like rubbery or something. Is there like rubber on it?
Could be.
Rubber, no.
No. Okay.
Ugh.
Ugh. It tastes like.
I don't know. I'm kind of grossed out watching Suits lick.
He does that weird licking mechanism.
It's pretty wet, Kev.
Is it plastic?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get that tongue out.
That's 3 questions.
Lick it, Suits. Lick it.
30 seconds
It
left.
tastes
Lick
like
it.
there's like. Is there like earwax on it?
Yes.
Oh, is it an earbud?
Very nice, Suits.
He
You
nailed
win. Wow.
Whose earbud was that?
It was an older intern. I'm not sure if the one that always would use the earbuds and then take them out and there'd be wax on them. Ouch.
He was gross. His name started with an F.
No, it did not. No, stop it. No, it did not. It did not.
I know
Kevin.
who you're talking about.
Stop it. Come on. Why you gotta
That
dox
is
people?
messed up.
Did he say his name?
These have never
Those
been
are
worn.
his.
Those are his. You can have those.
Why did you keep those?
We should throw those away.
We should throw these
why
away.
do we have those? That is a good question.
Get rid of those, please.
All right, they're gone. Never again.
Okay. Well, Suze, congratulations. That was impressive. They were good questions, good guess. Dialed right in. You recognize the taste of earwax. And you got that correct.
They want to shock him anyway, and people are mad because the microphone stand was in the way of Suits' mouth.
Okay, well, don't worry. The side view is sweet.
Oh, that's right. Virginia got some good foot. Look at you.
I got some side footage of your tongue, and you look like a sick iguana.
We gotta take Suits to licking school. Our boy needs to learn how to
All right,
lick.
let's do it.
I mean,
1, 2,
licking
3, not
tutorial.
it.
Believe me, there are certain things I can lick. That's not one of them.
I
don't need that rumor out there. I'm just saying.
Down, boy. Down, boy. Good Lord.
You're drinking.
All right.
You guys got enough rumors out there about me.
Well, that's the swingers just said yes. And yes. Oh, boy, I know after dealing with just the stress, Hurricane Dorian, we all need to just decompress and get a little bit of a laugh. I don't know if you'll do that here, but we're going to try.
We recommend it, though.
Yes.
We all could use a good laugh.
We really could. So there's kind of like added pressure on this where we just really need to laugh right now.
Oh, Denny's been in the hallway talking about how he's got Category 5, just the best jokes ever. Category
Really?
5, that kind of
He
punch.
said the comedy's going to be at a Cat 5?
Absolutely. Category 5
Sustained laughs?
Punchlines, yes.
Wow.
1 mile per hour. That's how fast it goes. 5 of them.
He's getting that out of the way.
Is that your opener?
I didn't know we were going to segue with hurricane jokes.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Producer Dennys Joke Jury. His job is to get us to crack up, smile, laugh, whatever. You can check it out on KVJ TV to keep us honest. If we're all eliminated by the end of it, it means we all laughed and he did a pretty good job. If not, then Virginia hits him with rotten tomatoes. All right, here we go.
No problem, sir. I have them on the ready.
We actually do it. We have potatoes we could throw at them. Oh, we don't have to do
Potatoes kind of hurt.
They're soft. They're
Tomato,
soft.
potato. It's the
Sorry.
same.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, here we go with joke number 1.
What kind of hip hop do mole people listen to?
Do what people?
Mole.
Mole people?
Like mole people.
What are mole people?
People that live underground as moles.
You already got us laughing.
Yeah, well, okay, clearly. I think they're
But we're not laughing with
By the
you.
way,
We're
this
laughing
joke was
at
brought
you.
to you by weed. I don't know. What kind of hip hop do they listen to?
underground. Because they're mole people.
With the explanation of the mole, I kind of like it.
It took a little while. Yeah, okay. I admit it kind of got me laughing.
Second joke for you guys. How's the reception on cell phones made by Dalmatians?
I don't know how.
It's spotty.
I think we are like, yes. Yes.
Will you just say spotty?
Wait for it.
Yes. All right, joke number 3.
How much is an unopened piece of gum worth?
I don't know. How much is it worth?
Depends if it's mint. Mint condition?
I love this silence. The silence is worse than the crickets, honestly.
Hold on real quick. Okay, all right, here we go.
Dorian wins.
Yes.
Fourth joke for you guys. Why did the IT company hire the dominatrix?
I don't know. Why did they?
To work out the kinks.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you got out of Virginia, which means she did not find that funny.
And she's already texting.
She's on the computer scrolling. Damn! Show Denny some respect.
I'm researching. There's new news coming in.
Are you researching how to tell a funny joke?
She's getting. All
Let's
right, here we
see.
go. Come on. This
Final
is good.
one. Let's
Here
see if
we
we
go.
can bring her around.
We started with mole people. Let's end with something big here.
Final joke. Why don't porn stars like elevators?
I don't know. Why don't porn stars like elevators?
Because they might get off on the wrong floor.
Okay. Yeah. I thought about it, and all right. Okay. Personal curses. Just something like going, just me. Why am I cursed with this? Sometimes maybe it could be a blessing and a curse at the very same time. I know, for instance, producer Dennys, he's got to poo 3 times a day. That's kind of a curse because you always got to think, okay, I got to find a toilet. I know I'm going to have to go. I mean, it's good to processing your food very well, very efficiently, obviously. I guess constipated is the worst, but A lot of people find it out to be like not very convenient.
Yeah, I consider it a blurse. It's like a blessing curse.
Yeah.
So I like it because I always feel empty. I remember when I used to go to the beach, I'd be laying with all the girls. Be like, man, Denny's your stomach. I'm like, yeah, it's because I didn't eat this morning, or I already deuced already. So
Okay.
my
You would
stomach
tell
always
that to
looked
the
empty.
girls?
Boy, I bet the girls were just falling over. They're just loving that.
Yeah,
It's a great opening line. Denny's looks so skinny. Thanks, I just deuced.
Just a note to any guy trying to pick up. Don't talk about your poo.
I wasn't picking up. I was trying to let him know
Thanks,
where I was
ladies.
at.
I just had a monster dump.
Yeah, Suits, go try that out in the dating world. See how that works.
It was a different time back then.
It was a different.
It was the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
It wasn't gross then? No, I think it was gross then.
Yeah, they were always asking because it always came up that people thought it was crazy. Because there's some days I'll wake up and I'll boom before work, and then during work, and then right when I get home, and then in rare cases right before I go to bed. It's the craziest thing. It's so much, but I tell you what, I feel like I could jump over a fence. My stomach's so empty all the time.
Can we get jump over? I want to see that video.
Can we get a fence? I need a fence in here quick.
I would like to see Denny scale a fence.
That's why I think it's a blessing.
I just want a 5-second video. You jump on a fence.
When you talk about a blurse, the number one thing that people were saying, blessed/cursed, even they said, was an amazing sense of smell. Margaret had said that. She was just one of many people on the KVJ Show Facebook page that said that. Jenna, she said, when I smell foul odors, I get the urge to vomit.
Oh, no.
And I've actually smelled poo from animals or seafood or bad odors, and it's tied together, and it's because I have such a great sense of smell. But then the curse part is just, like, I'll lose it.
I have a very good sniffer. I can relate to that. And there's times where I love smelling pizza, and then there's times Virginia farts, and it's the blurse.
Having a great sniffer is highly overrated.
It is. It is
because
very.
Yeah.
you smell more bad than good.
And
Right.
the bad sticks out to you big time. If something's real funky, it hits you over the face like a trout.
Mm-hmm. Jaybird, you said that you got a personal curse. You got a couple things, actually.
I have a curse where I feel like every fourth time I go to Publix, I run into an ex-girlfriend. And a lot of times it's with her new hotter boyfriend.
I've got them on a schedule.
Yeah, the guy's always better. He's taller, better looking. It's always I always try to avoid them. I always end up meeting them in the cereal aisle somehow.
Yeah, and you're saying, too, another interesting thing is it seems like as soon as you break up with a girl, she is married 6 months later.
I've had that happen 2 or 3 times where we break up and then, yep, she's married to somebody right after.
I feel like they went for the prize. They reached for the stars, and when they realized they couldn't get the stars, they settled back down to earth and said, well, I guess I got to marry my plan B.
It won't last because
Yeah.
they wanted
Yep.
the best. They settled for the next guy.
They still have their eyes in the sky, Virginia, at the star.
You can't marry this wall.
All
Yeah.
right.
You can't marry this wall.
That
Yeah.
I agree with. This wall's not getting married.
Jen said, my personal curse is I get all my energy at night and I'm half dead during the day. That is tough if you're wired differently, night owls, morning people, and there is something about it. It is tough if you're working against your natural body system. I have tried to condition myself, but even as a kid, my mom would say, man, I could never get you to go to sleep. You'd be up till midnight easily every night. When I was in college, I'd stay up till 3 a.m. and I'd wake up at about noon. I was never a morning person. And then I decided as a career.
Let's be a morning guy.
What?
I'm a creature of the night, baby. I love nighttime. I like watching programs at night. I like staying up late. I like eating right before bed. I love it.
I like to be in bed by midnight. I really do. I think, I'd like to be cozy.
Anytime we have a show, so midnight's always where if I go past midnight and I haven't slept yet, that's when I start getting anxiety. I'm like, oh man, it's 12 o'clock. We got to be up in 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that are talking about this curse that they have, your personal curse. Gemma said, I don't know what it is. Every time I sneeze, I fart.
She snorts.
Every time. How terrible would that be? Because imagine the horror of you're sitting at the doctor's office or you're in a business meeting or you're on a date and you're like, ah, and you're like, and I'm worried a lot of times just about sneezing. But if it was always followed by a fart, could you imagine that? The horror of that moment?
Well, it's kind of like when Virginia laughs too hard, she pees. She has a weaker bladder. Does that mean if you're farting when you sneeze, you have a weaker BH?
Yeah.
I think, it's everybody's got to have different levels of secureness back there. Think about it. Just like we all have different size fingers, different size noses,
Everyone's got a
different size
different-
belly button. I
Yeah.
bet we all have different size sphincters.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They're all like snowflakes.
Yeah, no two are the same.
I agree with that. I think you're right.
Okay, might be something to it.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
That sucks. That sucks. That stinks.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Kevin thinks he's better than everybody else, and it's so annoying. I want to punch him in his terrifying face. Next time his boring ass is on vacation, can he just stay on vacation?
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Virginia, you sound like trailer trash anytime you speak. You're the worst part of the show. When is Kevin going to smarten up and replace you with someone who's hot and talented?
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Everybody I know thinks Jason is so annoying and unfunny. He's an alcoholic and his face constantly looks bloated. And for the record, I think his dog Chewy looks like an overweight sewer rat. # terrible dog owner.
Hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
I'm so sick of that dirty, gross producer Dennys spreading his weed and pot agenda on public airwaves. I used to respect the KVJ show, now I turn it off and I blame it on that loser Dennys.
Hate us, you hate us, you hate
They used to respect him?
Yeah, we were respected.
Why?
That sucks.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people are mad. Ow!
Well, there have been some very fascinating revelations with Hurricane Dorian, finding out about structurally sound homes, just what it is like to sit underneath a Cat 5 at 185 miles an hour for 48 hours is not good. And if it's churning up homes and trees, cars, boats, just like that, imagine what that storm is going to do to cocaine.
Oh, I heard about this. A lot of coke washing up ashore.
It's not necessarily right in our area, but one was close. Paradise Beach Park in Melbourne, not too far away from us. Tuesday morning, a beachgoer and his wife discovered a pack of cocaine. It was wrapped in a way consistent with a kilo of illegal drugs. And the package's lettering appears to say diamante, the Spanish word for diamond. But apparently, unless it's diamond cocaine, and that's a nickname for it, it was not actual diamonds. It was blow, and I don't know what would have been more valuable. A kilo of cocaine would typically sell for between $20,000 and $30,000.
Maybe Diamond was the name of the drug dealer. Oh, man, you're messing with Diamond's product.
Yeah.
Not diamante.
Yeah.
It's the manufacturing house, maybe.
Oh, don't mess with the diamonds. They'll get you.
Maybe. There's another beachgoer that also reported finding a red duffel bag stuffed with 15 bricks of cocaine along Cocoa Beach Friday afternoon.
Wow.
I mean, we always talk about if you found that, would you ever try to sell it or whatever? There's the time where the drug dealers are not watching. During a hurricane, there's... I think that would be the one time you could take it.
I would never sell it, but I would give it to somebody who could. I would never try to get into the biz.
No, you don't get in the business.
You do not get in the biz. You don't like open up a lemonade stand.
Well, that's the thing. There is a Netflix documentary I watched maybe about this time last year, and it was fascinating. It was about a guy that knew where a ton of cocaine was buried. Somebody found it washed up. Somebody had buried it. They had a map to it, and he was like, if I can go and get that. I think it was like over in the Bahamas, and they did a sting, and he got busted trying to fence it off to somebody else, and that was part of the heist. They had a fake like drug lord that he met with, and he's like, a Spanish guy. He's like, so he looked the part like you would see on TV. Guy was DEA.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've got a pool you're trying to get. You have a huge holes in your roof. Let's just say you've got 50 grand. All you have to do.
Watch the documentary on Netflix, Virginia.
I would not go looking on this treasure map to find something that somebody else buried, but if I'm walking on Singer Banner Island.
He knew somebody. He actually was somebody that he knew that he talked to, and they're like going, I know where a ton of cocaine's buried.
Too many people know about it. If I'm getting involved, it's because I found it.
You find the bag, it's about 50 grand worth, and it's cocaine, and you find somebody to get rid of the product for you, and then you'll get a good amount of that money. Do you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even close.
Duh.
Okay. See where the line's at.
And you don't tell anybody. That's the problem. If I find it and then I give it to somebody else, I'm out of it.
There's no way Virginia finds a big old thing of cocaine and doesn't tell people about it and doesn't tell you about it.
I wouldn't cut Virginia in because bop, 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 bop. Yeah, it's just, I know it's not going to happen.
Don't tell me nothing.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell Virginia
Cocktails and
anything.
karaoke, couple drinks, get in her. Hey, you guys aren't going to believe what I
Seriously.
found.
Don't tell me nothing.
I
if
know.
you don't want everybody to know, do not
You're
tell
right.
me.
I have learned.
A couple other viral things from the hurricane. One is a guy in Jacksonville parked his smart car inside his kitchen to protect it from the storm. His wife posted a photo on Facebook.
That's adorable.
Thought it was just going to fly away. And somebody else posted a photo of a guy at the Costco in Jacksonville who bought 100 $450 generators to send off to the islands.
That's awesome.
That was cool, yeah. So some good stories there that had happened from the storm that have gone viral. Back to the insanity. A guy in Tennessee got arrested for public intox while riding a horse. Police were called because the guy was riding it down the street at night.
Oh, that's not safe.
In town. When the cops got to him, the guy fell off the horse.
Oh, that poor horse.
Luckily, the horse was not injured. The guy was arrested.
Was the
and
horse-
he got a DUI.
Was the horse drunk too?
Well, the
No.
horse is like, really? This is the guy I get stuck with?
Yeah.
Walking me in traffic at night, I could be hit by a car. Really?
Mm-hmm. Some people getting froggy, and two unsuspected people here. In West Virginia, it was two pastors' wives who got into an argument at their church back in May, and it ended with one of them going out to her car and getting a gun and firing off shots.
Oh, damn. That's intense.
Wow. Put the fear of God into somebody, huh? Fortunately, nobody was hurt, and she was charged with wanton endangerment. So, you got to do a lot to get that in West Virginia.
Yeah, right?
There's a guy in Oklahoma that got into a little road rage incident and threw a cupcake at another driver.
That's just fun.
And
If you hit me with a cupcake, I'm going to be happy.
Oh, I grab it and I eat it and I look at you right in the eye.
He hit the guy in the face with it, and for that, they formally charged him with assault and battery.
Oh, come on.
You can't throw things off people. That's the right call. You can't throw cupcakes off of people's faces.
I don't want to live in this world.
So what do you do when you don't have the money for rent or you don't want to pay it? Just play dead. A guy actually had this theory in Maine that when his landlord came knocking, he just laid still. And the landlord's looking in and he sees the guy just laying still on the floor.
It's like, I just see your eyes opening.
And he calls 911 and an officer comes to the house and they are like, oh my gosh, they're checking pulses. Like, okay, well, he's breathing fine. And they start to like put like IVs and things in him. He's like, oh no, hold up, I don't need that. I'm just, and they're like, what are you
I'm
doing?
just playing possum.
And after they started questioning what's going on, it came out that he was playing dead to try to make the landlord leave him alone.
I mean, it's not the worst plan.
And then he got arrested because they discovered they had an outstanding warrant for him failing to appear in court.
Dude.
Yeah. There are days and then there are days.
Yeah. Some contamination stories I hate to report. One at Tennessee State University, a student pled guilty to contaminating her roommate's drink with toilet water.
Oh, boy.
The victim said she kept losing weight and lost her appetite, but couldn't figure out why. She later learned through Snapchat videos that her roommate was dumping toilet water into her water bottles. The roommate was laughing as she did it in the videos and freely admitted the victim is going to get sick from this.
Oh, no.
Now she'll be sentenced next month.
I'm sorry, 10 years in prison.
You put it in Snapchat? I mean,
10 years at minimum
dummy.
to think about what you've done.
You're
Dummy.
an animal.
10 years.
Problems at a 7-Eleven in Michigan. Somebody caught on video a worker there washing his feet in the sink behind the counter.
There's so many of these videos, man.
They're supposed to be washing their hands in there, and he's sitting across from a grill station right next to the coffee maker with his feet in the sink, and then he spit in it too.
Oh.
He said he was doing it for religious reasons. 7-Eleven and state health inspectors are investigating.
Man, you never know what's going on in a kitchen. I remember I knew somebody that worked at a chain restaurant, and they had a guy working there. It was after hours, no managers were in there, and they were bathing in the sink, like literally putting their body, washing their armpit. You never know, man.
Story for you, Jaybird. A teenager in the UK hated vegetables so much he went years only eating fries, chips, and other junk food, and now he's partially blind because a lack of nutrients damaged his optic nerves.
I saw this fake story.
Not buying it?
I get that the kid's got a condition, but they're linked. First of all, I eat way more junk food. I saw what that kid was eating. I outdo that kid with junk food, without a doubt.
How many fingers am I holding up?
7.
Okay. You're fine.
It's just one hand. How's it 7?
And did you hear this about a vegan woman in Australia that went to court to try to get her neighbors to stop barbecuing? So they had a massive barbecue for the entire block, and thousands of people have now said they're going.
Good for them.
They're like, you can't tell us, like, we can't
These
barbecue our meat.
I know some vegans. Some of y'all got to calm down. Seriously. Calling people murderers because they like a grilled cheese every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, grilled cheese is actually vegan.
It's not vegan.
It's not?
No. How do you not know that?
I don't know. I don't do all that. It's got no meat on it.
Yeah.
It's vegetarian.
Oh, I don't know the difference.
You Tequesta people with your fancy caviar.
Nobody in Tequesta is vegan, just to let you know.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Well, really starting to see a lot of the devastation that happened to the Bahamas with the photos and the videos that are coming out as they're starting to get some people in there now and starting to get some information out and some of the stories. One person was talking about just what it was like to be dealing with 185 mile an hour Cat 5 winds for 48 hours straight. Just unbelievable. I mean, just listening to a part of what those winds sounded like. It's like a vacuum cleaner or something like that. And imagine if you're in your home and you hear parts of it start chiseling away. One person was talking about it. It's a storm chaser, and they said, yeah, I holed up in a concrete-based school. I've been doing this for 20-plus years. I'm like, this is going to be fine. I was in there. It sounded like somebody was taking a jackhammer to the side of the walls. When the wall of the storm came over us, you could see not only me, but other people scrambling to try to find another place, realizing the back end of the storm was coming and where we were was not going to sustain what we just went through.
Horrifying.
That's unbelievable to me. It really is. It's just these stories are absolutely insane and crazy, and that's why today we're doing day 2 of our Hurricane Dorian relief drive right here at our studios at 97.9 WRMF. We're right off of I-95, 45th Street at 701 North Point Parkway here in West Palm Beach. Looking for a lot of the items you would think about, from the non-perishable food items in your water filtration devices, toiletries. A lot of sleeping stuff is going to be needed. I've heard this is kind of an issue that is going on right now. Where is everybody going to sleep? As I was looking at some of these photos, there was about 40 houses. 2 of the 40 were left standing. Wow. There, you can't just, and the other ones that are kind of there, and you'd be like, I think that's kind of a house left. It's half of a house. It's not really a place that you would want to call your shelter or your home for the next, year, 2 years? How long before you rebuild all these houses? Where are people going to sleep? So they need air mattresses. In fact, we had gotten a text from Kyla in Pompano, and she said, yeah, the news was talking about how in the Bahamas they're in need of blow-up beds, and they need to bring people in, start rebuilding, and so these people are going to need places to sleep on top of sleeping on blankets. So if you got any blow-up beds or the pumps to blow them up, that would be very helpful to donate. So, yeah, that's something we can get and, get over there as well. That we're going to be working on. And we were talking about the cruise ships earlier, and somebody had sent a write-up on it from Channel 10, and what they were talking about was, especially where it hit in the Abacos, think about it too, because if you go up and down the coast here on South Florida, like Palm Beach, if you've got any cruise ships, it's just a smaller one. Fort Lauderdale's built for that. Miami's built for that. But if you go to the Abacos, they don't have, first of all, they don't have ports. Second of all, they don't have a place that's built for it. You have to go, I think, to Freeport is the nearest place to put a big cruise ship. And they've got so much floating debris it could damage the ships. So they got to clear all that out of the way anyway. Plus, these cruise ships are booked out. Susan can probably tell you. I mean, people probably booking a cruise for a year out or maybe even longer.
Right.
So, these are people who have taken vacations and all that kind of stuff, that it's not just like they've got extra cruise ships that are just sitting in dry docks with nothing to do.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things on that. Like you said, for Freeport, you can't really get in there because of the debris. And Freeport even isn't big enough as far as like the regular cruise ship calls to fit some of the more massive ones. But the other side of that, too, is that when these cruise ships are bringing passengers, there's another major port in the Bahamas that's undamaged in Nassau.
Yeah.
These tourists are funneling money into the Bahamas economy to help them rebuild this stuff. So by bringing the passengers still there, they're spending money. And they're also loading these ships with tons of supplies so that every time it stops in Nassau, it's bringing it there. Actually, the Norwegian Breakaway is docking in Miami right now, and it's running a humanitarian cruise with no passengers because they had canceled this week's because of the storm, full of supplies to Nassau, but they can't get it onto Grand Bahama Island where the hurricane came through. It has to go to Nassau and then be brought over there as they clean everything up. There's just nowhere to put these ships.
Do you know what happened with in Nassau? Is that the one that's got the Senior Frogs?
Yeah, and the Atlantis Hotel.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's the one I was just at, and I think they had when I was there. They had 3 or 4 cruise ships.
There's 4 very large ships there today with probably a good over 15,000 passengers.
Wow.
In Nassau today alone. So they're all spending money in that area, getting off the ship, and that's going to help to.
So I assume Nassau wasn't.
Nassau's pretty far south.
Okay,
of Grand Bahama, probably a good 100 miles south. So they really did not get that much damage at all. I mean,
Okay,
they
so
probably
they're
got
pretty
tropical
good.
storm force.
They're kind of like in the middle. So, like, everybody below Nassau is like, we're great.
They probably didn't feel anything down there.
Like Grand Bahama, the Abacos, that's north of Nassau. So that's right where the storm went over and kind of parallel to us.
Yeah, whereas Nassau's further south, probably parallel almost to Homestead, or maybe even further south if you were looking at a map.
Yeah, it's like south of Miami.
Okay, so that's some of the stuff that we're going to need as you come out. It's going to be until 6 p.m. today. Yesterday, we filled 2 Good Greek moving and storage trucks and got over $1,700 in cash donations yesterday. So hopefully we'll have, a lot of good stuff going on before 6 p.m. tonight with that. We're not going to be done either. I realize this isn't just a 2-day drive kind of thing and say, cool, best to you, Bahamas. I mean, this is something where we've got so many people and we have such a connection with the Bahamas. 15,000 Bahamians live right here in South Florida, and they've got friends and family, and a lot of South Floridians even have second homes there, or they've bounced residency back and forth.
Absolutely.
I've lived in the Abacos for a while, and I've lived over in South Florida. There was a lot of stories about that. A guy named Keith Cooper, I had read the story about. He had been holed up in a family home in Freeport, but he had lived in West Palm for a while and bounced back and forth. So, obviously there are a lot of people that really have something to say and play in the game. And somebody had even texted me too that the winery in Fort Pierce on Saturday is going to be donating 50% of beverage sales and 100% of servers tips to the Bahamas. And they've got a band that's playing the lead singers from Freeport. So, so there's a lot of people with those kind of Bahamian connections. So that's why next week we've got a plan. We're going to keep stuff going on here. We're going to have a meeting with Leo, our boss, to talk about that. Yesterday on the After the Show podcast, Virginia weren't here, but we talked a little bit about our plan to get on here and really kind of, for 48 hours, take over the radio station. And if with Leo's blessing, that's what we're going to do. KVJ for 48 hours straight, just the exact amount of time. And what was crazy was it was pretty much 48 hours to the hour that hurricane was sitting over the Bahamas as a Cat 5 with 185 mile per hour sustained winds. And it only went 100 miles in that time. It was moving 1 mile an hour at one point.
And then it said stationary.
Yeah.
Because we were like, wait, what? Stationary?
Yeah, with those kind of winds.
It just sat on them and sat on them.
Yeah. So we're going to bring our own Cat 5 Jaybird in here starting Wednesday after the show. Hopefully we're going to take it over and go until the end of the show on Friday to raise, and I would like to really set the goal. I would like to do $100,000.
My goal is not to get off the microphone at all. Not for a break. For 48 hours, I just want to stay on the air. I'm going to bring Chewy in here. I'm going to try to work it out to where someone can help me take care of Chewy. You think I'm bad with just 4 hours a day? Oh my gosh, that's the goal.
I think by like Thursday night, it's going to be scary to be in here with Jaybird.
Do you think I can go 48 hours without sleeping? And is it
I don't think you should.
Safe?
It's not safe, no.
But you can't die from that.
Well, there's 3 of us. Can't we rotate?
Well, there's 4 or 5. I mean, that's the thing.
True.
And so what it is the plan is, and with Leo's blessing and management, I hope that they'll get behind us on this. The plan is that we'll do the show regularly on Wednesday morning next week. Then at 10 a.m. we take over and it goes to all KVJ. So it could be me alone, Virginia alone. It could be a combination of Virginia in suits. It could be Jaybird Dennys. It could be anything as long as it's KVJ.
There won't be anybody alone because the bird He's going 48 hours. 48 hours. That's my goal.
Until he has like a psychotic episode.
Oh, I'm bringing a track dart.
We have to make him go lay down. Yeah, bring a blow dart.
My question is,
or maybe some sleeping pills. I mean, is it bad if we just...
Can the human mind stay up 48 hours without dying? Can I stay up 48 hours without? People do that, right?
Yeah, you can do it, but you're going to start to sound psycho.
Yeah, what is the average human amount before you start going crazy of sleep deprivation?
Thank you, because I've gone 2 or 3 days without sleeping, but I've bagged maybe 15 minutes there, 9 minutes here. I'm talking about staying up for 48 hours nonstop. Can I die from that?
No.
And if I can't, oh baby, 48.
You can't die, but it is going to be tricky to listen to.
Kevin already greenlit the I want to do a Connect 4 tournament live on the air. Kevin's like, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, we are just...
If you're 48 hours live, bad ideas get through. This is all the ideas Kevin wouldn't normally approve. We can do them.
It's like for 48. Yeah, Leo came in here and I said, honestly, we're probably going to do some of the worst radio ever known to mankind. I said, that's not even the goal. For once in my life, I'm going to be like going, I don't care about this sounding good. I just care about staying on and raising the money. It's all about checking in to be like, where's the dollar amount? We got to get this money for the Bahamas.
If we're doing bad radio, then Virginia, let's do Name That Nut 9 times.
Kevin, you want to play Name That Nut? You've never played.
I've never played it. I'm always out when you guys play it.
You're gonna put
Is it just shooting a nut in Jaybird's face and he guesses what hit him? Is
with
that
a leaf blower.
With a leaf blower.
You're going to blow off his new hair. No, he can't play that.
Oh, I'm not playing that. I just want to guess. Yeah, you're right. Poof.
I mean, that's a long 48
it's
hours.
on there. I don't know how this thing would do in Dorian.
Oh, but the video of it flying off of his head.
I actually did put this hair in the hurricane machine. They got the South Florence Science Center Museum, and I think they get up to a Cat 2, and it did not budge in a Cat 2.
But imagine it's like only hour 2 into our 48 marathon, and then it blows back, and you got a big bald spot. You're gonna feel like
crazy.
You're gonna feel like what Hulk Hogan feels like when he gets his bandana knocked off. You can tell he's so bummed out that it falls off when he's wrestling.
That's the kind of stuff that's gonna happen. So you want to set? You're gonna tune in to be going, wait, are they playing Connect 4 on a radio station? It'd be like, wow, this is the worst thing I've ever heard.
But it's for a great cause.
It is.
That's what it's all about.
I like how we hide behind the bad. Oh, it's a good cause.
That's just it. Bad radio with a great excuse.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
Here we are in day 2 of our Hurricane Dorian relief drive happening with Hubbard Radio here in the 97.9 WRMF studio parking lot right off of I-95 and 45th Street at 701 North Point Parkway. Getting a lot of good stuff. I hope we do at least what we did yesterday where we filled 2 Good Greek moving and storage trucks and got over $1,700 in cash. Good start. And, I think really what we're getting is I was down there and talking to people and seeing what people are bringing in. It was the supplies that we got for Dorian. They're saying, okay, I don't need these right now. You guys take them, get them to the people in the Bahamas.
The least we can do for the karma and the good energy. I mean, we are so lucky that did not hit us. Mm-hmm. And the least we can do is just give them our preparations because they need it.
I tell you, that's only step 1, though. We are really talking about a lot of stuff here that they're going to need, just an endless amount of supplies. If you've seen any of the photos that are going on, it is absolutely insane. I was expecting it to be bad. I really don't even know if I expect it to be as bad as what I've seen. It's like every house pretty much is leveled, damaged, boats just wherever, cars wherever. Absolutely insane. I believe there was the death toll was 20 last I saw. I think it was a headline last night.
And we've heard that it's going to be much higher.
Yeah, that's all the kind of stuff that you hate. And not to mention, too, you're going to have people trying to find shelter now for the next 6 months, year, whatever. Cruise ships trying to go in there. Suit said that there's a big old cruise ship in Freeport, I think, right now with thousands of pounds of food and reparations and things like that they need. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So this is our step 1 is we want to get your supplies right away. And we've got a great group that is going to be storing that until the supplies can get over there. I mean, they're just trying to find people first. Then they got to start clearing out the way so they can get boats and aircraft in there. So it is going to be a massive cleanup. So until 6 p.m. tonight, we're going to be doing that, and you can stop and drop off your stuff. We're going to pick it up again next week, and we got to always keep this in mind. And in fact, we've got an interesting idea here that we are going to really maybe ultra focus on one town that was just leveled by Hurricane Dorian, and finding out there before what they look like now, and then following them in the progress of rebuilding. Because that's one thing I think sometimes, if you didn't get hit by the storm, it's the out of sight, out of mind. And you got to remember, we don't want to abandon them and kind of like, be there for a couple weeks or a couple months and be like, okay, cool. And then, not even be concerned about the Bahamas anymore.
Because they're going to be rocked by this and trying to recover from this for years and years.
So if we adopt a town, we're going to just stay with you until you guys get back on your feet and get to where you are. Because it's all about travel and tourism. Half of their money made in the Bahamas is from travel and tourism. So you got to get it back. So next week, we're hoping step 2, phase 2 of our drive here is going to be really just going after the cash. I know cash is probably the best and the easiest thing to do. I want to do $100,000 for the 100 miles that storm traveled in 48 hours, and we're going to stay on for 48 hours.
Are we still into the idea of people pay to see us do goofy stunts, stuff like that?
Yeah, we had talked about that a little bit on the After the Show podcast yesterday. You can go back and listen to that and the discussions that we had. But the way we're going to hopefully have, the push pay or whatever that we're going to be using is when you pay through that, you'll be able to screenshot a receipt basically showing thank you for your donation and the amount and whatnot. And then, we can start discussing, okay, if you donate so-and-so money, maybe Jaber will do something goofy. Maybe we'll play whatever song it is you want to hear, FCC regulation friendly, on the radio station.
Yeah, it's set up. It's ready to go. Text to Give is ready to go. Funneling it through Little Smiles. We are ready to go and help those people.
Cool.
So you just let me know. It's all set up.
Let's make sure we can do the receipt thing, because if we can, that'll be really easy. So if you do make a donation, then we can, do those kind of things, requests or doing something goofy. People are already kicking up ideas, gotten some emails in here. Noel said, hey, guys, there's no turning back now. If you get approval from the boss, Leo, and the pressure's on him, now that you start talking about it, I'm already counting down until the 48 hours of KVJ.
Good.
It's going to be weird, but we're all in it together, baby.
Oh, if it's not weird, I think it's a failure. We need to put our weird caps on, y'all.
You never take yours off.
You're damn right.
Noel said the part I love is the donation dedication part. I'm West Palm Beach born and raised, so I grew up listening to Y100. Shout out to Footy. And my biggest thrill was calling in and asking the DJ to play a song and then waiting by the radio with my fingers crossed and hearing the actual song play on the radio. And I know that hasn't happened for real in a very long time, so now she's very excited to be able to do that. So she said, I've got my credit card out, ready to donate. I'm hoping you guys could be doing actual on-air dedications like the good old days.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want to hear Virginia's sweet voice. Just, oh yeah, this one goes out to Doug.
Yeah. This one's for you, Doug.
She said, my cassette tape is ready. Love you guys, Noel. Thank you. That'll be fun.
I think we all did that. I did the same thing. I would call the radio station 18,000 times and then sit there with my fingers on play and record.
And I would record it, and then you weren't sure if it was the song or not, so you'd miss like the first 20 seconds of the song.
Tech said during the 48-hour marathon, you guys should allow people who contribute $100 or more to come into the studio and get on the air with you for a couple seconds or minutes. Yeah, that's something that we could do. We're hoping that a lot of businesses will jump out too and say, hey, yeah, we'll contribute to this. We'll give this kind of donation. That'll happen. And, we can do plugs, all that kind of stuff to really try to get us. I'm going to be very disappointed if we don't get the 100K in 48 hours.
Amen.
So I'm holding out for that. So that's where we're going to be pushing for that.
If we don't get it by the 48, 72?
Look, I have one goal, to have a nervous breakdown live on the air.
Well, we're trying to see. Jaybird said he's not going to sleep during the 48 hours. Will you be able to sustain it? Apparently, at 4 days, you hit psychosis.
Okay. I can do
so 2 days is easy.
2 days is nothing.
I think you've already hit psychosis.
Yes. How will we tell?
I got
That's
this.
going to be the problem. Is he going through something, or is he just Jaybird?
48 hours, baby.
Yeah.
Not going to shave. I might not even poop, Virginia. I don't know.
Andrea from D.C. texted us and said students at Penn State University did a dance-a-thon for 48 hours. They recently changed it to 44 for children with cancer. So they did it. You can totally do it.
Absolutely.
So,
It can be done.
And like you're saying, around, I don't know, let's say 9:30 p.m. rolls around, and we've been on for a while. Ideas are going to get weird. We're going to go with these ideas?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's really as long as we
if somebody,
stay in the boundaries of the FCC. Like I said, we're throwing all caution out the window about doing good radio.
If someone said, okay, I got $100, I want to see Suits shampoo Virginia's hair.
I think we got to get it wet.
I think we got to get it wet.
Well,
Let's do this.
I think what we got to establish is what is going to be the dollar amount. Because if we're holding out for 100,000 and all we're doing, I mean, how many things are you going to have to do if you're going in increments of 100?
No, we only want it in increments of 10.
We're really sticking for the supper here.
For $1, I'm going to shoot myself in the arm. Wait, what?
No,
What
you're
are we
right.
doing here?
There's got to be an equal payout.
And we need to establish that before we get loopy and sleep deprived.
You're right.
Yeah, let's get a chart, like a pie chart or a flow chart or some kind of chart.
Because I'll do the worst things for $10. I won't know. You guys have to help me.
Yeah, so you'll have time to kind of get all your funds together, your thoughts, and your ideas. You can start sending those to us. Mail at kvjshow.com. Already some ideas are rolling in. We got an idea from Wally, said, hey, why not incorporate all the podcasts you guys have? The ATS has got to be FCC friendly. It's the only problem. Weird and Whatever. Godcast with Kevin. Spirits Talk with Virginia. Suits could create his own podcast.
I hear you, but I think it has to be fresh, original, new content.
Oh, if we're doing a replays, that is weird.
Yeah, we can't do replays,
Right.
but we can do new, fresh content.
Absolutely. I think one of the plans was to do a Weird and Whatever somewhere mixed in there.
I'll do a spirits talk. I'll get Jeff in here.
Why don't we mix it together and
Yeah.
have a little ghost party? Try to conjure up some spirits up in this piece.
I love it.
Yeah, especially like between like 1 and 4 a.m. We got to make sure that we're doing some really weird stuff.
I mean, I will be bringing the Ouija board in just
I thought you were supposed to say weed.
Yeah.
It started
I have a feeling
weed.
that might be here.
Yeah, if you see me and Denny's leave for about 20 minutes, we're taking a break.
How about Denny's read from his favorite Lovecraft book?
Oh, yeah, a little story time with Denny's. That could work.
We can do that. That'd be fun. We'll tuck you in at about midnight.
I would love to hear Denny's read me Super Fudge by Judy Blume. Real slow.
That
and
could happen.
Yes.
His people are tuning in. They're going, "Wait,
Reading?
is someone just reading Super Fudge
She almost has to kind of act it out.
on the radio? What's going on? I hope people just tune in to be like going, this can't get worse. Oh, yes, it will. Well, we've got it going on right now. Hurricane Dorian Relief Drive. We are in our parking lot at 97.9 WRMF, asking for your non-perishable items for food, your water that you did not need during Hurricane Dorian. We're hearing a big demand on air mattresses, tents, tarps, blankets, things like that. That is going to be something because there's a lot of people that are displaced. If you're in the path of that, not many homes are standing that we're seeing it, unless USA Today is, and I'm seeing aerial view, which looks like it's covering neighborhoods. But the photos that they are at least letting my eyes see without being there, I would look around and say most neighborhoods, most houses are completely gone in the path.
The ones that are
Dorian.
there are not inhabitable.
Right.
That's what's going on. All the doors, all the windows blown out, and just walls
Roofs
of
gone,
water.
yeah.
Roofs gone.
They
Yeah.
probably won't let them stay there because, the walls could fall in and people
Yeah.
get hurt, so they may not even let people stay there. So those are going to be the stuff we need. Till 6 p.m. today, we're going to be set up here, 701 North Point Parkway in West Palm Beach, right off of I-95, just a bit west on 45th Street. Easy to find behind the Rachel's or the racetrack.
Gotta tell you, loving some of the ideas in the chat room. I mean, Grant has a great idea. We need this. He said there needs to be a chocolate fondue fountain in the studio for 48 hours. And
Okay.
I'm going to say, you know what, Grant? Why stop at chocolate? Let's get 2, cheese and chocolate.
There will be hair in it.
That thing's going to be so gross after hour 3.
I don't care, baby. You know what? Let's just get in it. Let's get dirty. Let's get raw.
Studio's going to be so sticky. We will need a cleaning crew to come in Friday after our show.
We have cocktails and karaoke that night, too.
Oh, yeah.
We do?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Mama. Get ready. Get ready. Strap in.
We do.
Strap in.
It's home for a sizable nap, and then, unless we move it, which we could do.
I'll be so high on just being on the air for 48 hours that just that.
We can keep it going at, cocktails and karaoke at Brother Jimmy's.
I don't think I sleep till after cocktails and karaoke that night. I don't think I should sleep before cocktails and karaoke.
That'll be fun.
Will it? I don't know.
Second time in a row, Jaber and I have a massive fight on stage.
No, if I haven't slept for 40 hours and I'm drinking, I try to fight the whole bar.
If you fight with everybody on stage, the problem is you.
I know.
Some ideas, endless misconnections. I could listen to that and all day long. So maybe we'll do that for your donations, taking requests.
Little 10 p.m. sing along with the acoustic guitar like a campfire almost.
I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, I'd like to do some sing-alongs, just
actually
some
light
random
a-
stuff that you just shouldn't be doing on the radio.
We could all sit around the bong.
Well, that's the campfire.
You're not burning wood.
I think you'll know when something like that starts going down.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said if you want to reach that goal of 100,000, you should get Vanilla Ice involved in some way.
Good idea.
Don't hate it.
Expectations. Yeah, you do so much with him and Little Smiles, and Little Smiles is going to be a big part of this too during Christmas time. So, yeah, we'll definitely. I'll as soon as we get it confirmed today, I'll shoot him a text and be like, "Hey, what you doing next week?"
But if someone wants to see us do something pretty weird, and we all agree, that would be good, but it's going to be a little out there. What's our price we're looking at? Is there a minimum?
That's where we got to start setting the price at. Is we got to figure out, okay, what kind of level of weird are we going to do?
What level call girl are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
If Lana shows up, you know it is gone.
She'll do anything for $5.
Anything, Kevin. She wants to help the people.
48 hours. I would say right now I'm thinking $1,000. Okay, we're going to do that because if we got obviously 100 of those, then we're done in 48 hours. But we need that many in 48 hours.
So we just gotta. There's got to be businesses out there because it's going to be tough, I think, for a lot of individual people to cough up 1,000.
Yeah.
But I know there's businesses out there that could do this.
That's what I'm saying. If businesses got involved and we got enough, let's say 20 businesses right away. Okay, we're a good portion of the way there. We're 20% there.
Oh, we'll make it real nice for you too, baby.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't like the way you're looking at me. I know that.
Somebody said, I got an idea. Kevin has to donate $1 every time he says like in 48 hours.
Zing! Zing. Yeah, imagine the KVJ Hate Song after being on the air for 48 hours.
I thought you guys were bad before.
You thought people hated us then.
Oh, yeah. Bad stuff. So till 6 p.m. today, this is where we're taking the supplies that you had, drop those off for our Hurricane Dorian relief drive. Like you said, though, we are not letting the Bahamas go. We're not forgetting about them. This is something we're going to stay on this. Today, what we did yesterday and today is phase 1. We're going to kick into phase 2 tomorrow. We are going to plan for phase 3. So we're going to keep this thing going to help them rebuild.
What do you think about this idea?
Okay.
Rachel in the chat room says, can we pay to come and hang out with you guys? $100 per 30 mins.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
We'll
that
set
could
that
work.
up too.
Yeah.
We could do that.
We'll start a cover charge.
Cover
like a
charge, get
cover
in here.
charge.
Come hang out.
Ooh, we can get like a bouncer.
I think it could be bouncers. There will be a fight.
With Jaybird.
I'll end up getting thrown out of our own marathon or telethon.
I'll pay the bouncer extra to kick your ass.
I can't get my ass kicked by bouncers anymore.
And that at work.
Okay, so again, you got any ideas for what we're going to be doing here? We're all putting it together. Mail at kvjshow.com.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ e-blast and stay connected.
There's a lot of people from the Treasure Coast that have been sending us emails with Jim Cantori. Apparently, Jim Cantori is a really cool guy from the Weather Channel, but they do have sheriff around him when he's doing a live report, so you can't get to him. People are saying the Martin County Sheriff was standing around him so you couldn't get to Jim Cantori, but then when he was off the TV, like, he would do photos with people and stuff like that. He was really cool.
There's a reason why they have to protect him. There's video footage of a guy on a live shot running up to Jim Cantori about to tackle him, and like a stud, he almost like does the Heisman on the guy, and the guy kind of like,
really?
Yeah, it's
That's amazing. Yeah,
he's a superhero.
Well, everybody wants to try to get on TV, and so you can understand that with how many years has he been doing this, how many storms have there been.
He's been doing it since I was covering hurricanes in Mississippi back in 94, 96,
Yeah.
97.
I remember when he had hair.
Yeah. Oh, Jim Cantori used to have hair. Jim Cantori's always been good looking.
He has.
But he used to have hair.
And the storms blew it out.
No.
That's a true fact.
I mean, you don't know. Do you
Yeah,
have
you-
the
I don't
literature
know that
on
it was the storm.
I don't know.
I mean, he just has a receding hairline.
The thing that was interesting, somebody had sent a photo that got one taken with Jim Cantori, is that he's short. And they showed everybody in the photo, unless they're all just super tall. But
He's the same height as Jaybird.
I'm 5'11 and a half. I'm 5'11 and a half. Keep calling me
he
short.
looked like he was probably 5'9".
I actually like you calling me short because when people see me in real life, they go, "Oh wow, the witch is such a liar. She doesn't know what she's talking. You are so tall, Jaybird."
Cantori and the bird are the same.
5'11. So he's 5'11. He's almost 6 feet. Yeah.
Almost 6 feet, huh?
He's that tall.
5'8".
I'm not 5'8". Look at my license. No, you know what? I don't have to show you anything.
My license says I'm 125 pounds.
Yeah, like that's credible information there.
That's a big lie.
5'11 and a half, baby.
Okay. I got an email here. I was just checking this out from Raquel. She said, yes, the Weather Channel does hype the storms up. My husband was on the Weather Channel. He was the one behind Jim Cantori in Jensen Beach on a boat, and Jim said he had never seen this. Someone out on the boat in a storm. They're out to check on somebody's house on the beach, and they had the bridges closed, so the only way there was by boat before, and he said he almost capsized. He made that turn, apparently. Jim has never been in a boat before. Here's a little bit of the audio. Jim Cantori reporting as Raquel's husband. This is him on the boat behind Jim Cantori in the storm, and this is what he was saying about it.
To Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday and deal with it again up the Carolina coast. Guys, I got to be honest with you. In all my coverage, here's something I never ever thought I would see. We just shot this. My producer Trish Ragsdale went out and shot this because we couldn't believe our eyes. All right, we couldn't believe that a boat was coming across the intercoastal.
You can see his boat. It's getting rocked all over the place.
The bridge, and you can see what happened once he got to the other side of the bridge, or close to the other side. Yeah, the wave action was huge, and look at the turning around, almost capsized the boat.
He just can't believe it.
I cannot believe how stupid.
You can't believe it. The funny thing, and there's so many memes that are going around, is they're talking about Floridians in a Cat 5 hurricane, and it shows, the movie 300, where he's shirtless and warrior, and here we are running into the storm, and we'll take it, and we're not leaving, and we're Floridians. And then it shows Floridians under 60 degrees, and we're like,
it's so cold.
Cat 5, no problem. 60 degrees.
You're right. People would be so sad.
If it's 60, I got my Ugg boots out.
Yeah, what are we doing? We're
You're
more
right.
afraid
If
of
it's 60
59 degrees than we are a Cat 5, 185 mile an hour winds. Yeah, there's a couple ideas for the 48-hour KVJ show that will hopefully happen next week to raise $100,000 for the Bahamas, that we could get some snack pack stuff. We'll talk about that.
We could do a live show.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be
There's
great
a lot of
fun.
stuff, yeah. So we got time to put all those ideas together. I mean, almost about a week, and already businesses are saying, hey, we'd love to be involved and help you out, and that'd be great.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We'll get right into that on the After the Show podcast. I don't have enough time to get some of the texts that have come in. Somebody actually broke down how to make the money and how fast and what we got to be going, because we got to be on pace. 48 hours to make $100,000.
They sound smart, that person.
Yes.
Are they sure they want to be in cahoots with us?
Well, I think they just told us because they didn't want to hear us struggling trying to figure it out. So they're like, let me help you guys out. I know math's not your strong suit.
Here's what you have to do every hour.
Yes.
To make it happen.
And that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, so we'll break that down to get to that. If you're like saying, what is this After the Show podcast? Well, we do bonus show material, unrated. We talk about behind-the-scenes stuff, anything else we didn't get to on the regular show. It's at least 30 minutes every single day. You can see it live on YouTube. You just go there and just dial up the KVJ show. Or if you got the podcast app on your smartphone, it's purple, says podcast. Just dial in the KVJ show or go to podcast 1. And you can check it out there. Don't miss it. Every day we do it.
Virginia swears like a sailor on there.
Oh, yeah, I'm the only one.
All right, Jay-Bird, take us to the ATS with a thought today.
Sometimes painful things can teach us lessons that we didn't think we needed to know.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, wise word, Shorty.
Yeah.
Shorty. 5'11".
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ show?
Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/kvjshow.